time. Thank you, my dear. Every time. Hold on. Hey, Star Fam. Oh, wait. What? It's fine.
Is it in your background?
No, it's okay. It's fine. There's just work being done. Don't you? Oh, look at. Thank you. There's just work being done. Do not worry. Hey, guys. How are you? Thank you all so much for joining me. If you all got this a little late, I apologize. If you're new here, just know that I try my best to go live every day. But your girl is also working, so I can only sometimes know when I'm going to go live the day of. So that's why I say make sure you follow me on Instagram at NikkiNicoleStar. That's where I post first what I'm going to be doing for the day, or just subscribe, hit that little notification button so you can know when I'm going to go live. But just check this page daily, just because I sometimes don't know what time I'm going to be able to go on until that day. So thank you all for joining me, and thank you all for joining me for my first segment of Black Woman News. I have wanted to do this for so long, but I was just like, I didn't know how everybody was going to receive it because I have a very diverse audience here, a majority Black woman audience. Hey, sisters. But there are a lot of people who just love me because, I'm lovable. And I didn't want anybody to feel isolated, but I just feel like when these things come up, it's really just one main audience, and it's Black women that are experiencing these things. So I just feel like it's just a lot easier to just have a place for us to talk about things that are affecting us and things that are happening to women who are in the public eye, who are in media. I just think it's just this was just an easier way and a better way, in my opinion, for us to really have these conversations instead of just switching back and switching back and switching back. Sometimes these things roll into each other, and I don't like the discussions being cut off because we have to move to a different subject, totally different from what we are already talking about, that I think is really important and needs some time. So I just wanted to make this segment for us to just have a space to speak. This is also open to everyone who is a part of the Star family. Just, please, have some respect for the topics that we are talking about, and for the women who in here, the Black women who are here, who are expressing their true and honest feelings. Just give respect to each other like we always do. But welcome to Black Woman News. As I do this a bit more often, there'll probably be a better intro, but we're here. We're just going to fly by the seat of our pants. So we're going to talk about Chilli'S. Some new information has come up that I thought is important to the discussion that has been going on concerning her being MAGA. I also want to talk about Ciara Miller. I don't know much about her because I don't watch Summer House. So we'll get into why I do not watch it, but it has been all over my timeline, and I have just been feeling a need to protect this young lady, although I do not know her, but I've been seeing a lot of Star family members protecting her, and so I feel like she's good ground. So I also want to put my whatever influence I have behind her, and I also want to talk about how this is something that often happens to Black women in any space where we are not the dominant culture. I think that's a really important conversation to have, because a lot of Black women are saying, I know what this is. Well, I've been there. So I also want to talk about that as well. But then I also want to talk about how can we support our girl? Because what's about to happen, and we already see it coming, she's going to need some support. And I want to, mobilize us in a way to protect her as well. Also want to talk about Meghan Thee Stallion. I have really been trying my best to get out there to see her on Broadway. Me and my friends are like trying to plan a trip, but everybody's booked and busy. It is what it is. Chilli'S, Ciara, Meghan, Olandria is she is a rookie for Sports Illustrated, the only Black woman, I believe. My God, today our girl is she continues to soar. So I definitely want to talk about Miss Girl, but let's just first get into Chilli, because that was the last topic that we talked about. So right after our live, like a day later, so you guys talked about in the comments section, some audio dropped from an interview that T-Boz did, and I think it was like in 2016, And she admits that her group member voted for Trump. And here's the thing. TLC is T-Boz, Left Eye, T-Boz, and Chilli. Left Eye, unfortunately, is no longer here with us on this earth. So who would her other group member be? Chilli. And you guys said that there was audio. I didn't see it. But as soon as I got off live, it was all over my timeline. So I was just like, we got to talk about this. So let's hear the audio first, and then we will get into a discussion about what's next.
Gas in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
You're really gonna win.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him.
Well, here's my thing is I've been telling you guys that when you say Obama got two, that don't mean nothing anymore because the voters are as dumb as they've ever been.
Now I'm going to play this one more time because it happens right in the beginning.
Yeah.
You guys are about to nominate the biggest jackass in the history of politics. Straight up, period.
You're really gonna win.
This is an all hip hop exclusive.
My group member voted for him.
Well, here's my thing is
this is an all.
The interviewer, no shade, maybe you weren't paying attention, and that's an issue. You should pay attention to the people that you are interviewing because she said it. And the way she said it, she wanted to discuss it because it was obvious. And I hope I'm not putting words or thoughts into your mouth or your mind, T-Boz, but the way that you said it to me felt like you wanted to discuss it. But the interviewer just moved right on because he had this thought. And that is the thing. You are there to interview. It is not for a time for you to finish out all of your thoughts or, to get the interview that makes you look good. We are tuning in because you are talking to somebody that we are interested in, And when she said that, I was like waiting for him to be like, wait a minute, Chilli, I was waiting for him to dive into that, but he just moved right along. And this was from, I believe, 2015, because we were going into the 2016 election. So she's been MAGA for a very long time, guys. And this is not the influence of the white man that she is currently dating, Matthew Lawrence. He is, him and Chilli started dating I believe in 2022, but if you leave it up to his ex-wife, she'll say they was dating while they was married, but that's none of my business, right? So she already had these views prior to her dating Matthew. And so they've been hot and heavy now for a very, very long time. But I don't know if this relationship is going to be able to stand through this kind of controversy, because now that Chilli is in some hot water, not just about her MAGA views, but also about the things that she has been sharing, that she shared about First Lady Michelle Obama, our Forever FLOTUS, also her donations to very extremist right-wing Nazi organizations. That is starting to take a toll, not just on her, but everybody who's affiliated with her. Because recently I saw this as well, and this was a gig that her man had set up. And I saw this. It says, let me remove my banner. It says cancel. This is from the NostalgiaCon. This was a gig that he had. NostalgiaCon. Matthew Lawrence is unfortunately unable to attend the NostalgiaCon in Houston due to professional obligations. While we're sad he can't make it this time, we're wishing him continued success and all the best. Now, this is not me being shady in any kind of way. I just want to preface that. What other bookings does he have that he can cancel a booking? You know what I mean? Like, what else is Matthew doing that he can cancel a booking? Because this was right after it was revealed that Chilli was MAGA. I don't know if he's probably, taking time away from work to spend time with Chilli and help her through this, or he just did not want the heat on him, because a lot of people are now who don't know that Chilli has always thought like this. A lot of people are blaming him and saying, oh, she's with a white man, so that's why she's thinking like that. And I'm just like, no, she was like this before she got with that white guy. But a lot of people do not know this. So that could be it. It could not be it. One will never know. What we do know is that this was a really huge mistake on her part. She has been very comfortable, it seems, with her views. Before she scrubbed her Instagram, she was liking a lot of stuff, and nobody had an issue. But what made people start to research her was that repost of Michelle Obama. Because here's the thing: Black people are extremely forgiving, to a fault, in my opinion. Especially Black women. We got to do better. But I think people were just like, you know what? Chilli'S a bird. She's weird. We're just going to let her be. You can think how you want to think and have those views. It's okay, just as long as you don't harm anyone. I think when everyone saw that Michelle Obama repost, because she even said it in her apology that everybody was calling her and was like, what is going on? I think that is something that she will never be able to recover from, because one thing, first and foremost, the Black community, especially Black women, especially the elders in the Black community, do not play with forever floaters. That right there was huge disrespect. She crossed the line of lines. I don't think she will ever be able to cross back over. That was so disrespectful. And it could be one thing where it's just like, okay, she should stay out of politics or something like that. It wasn't that. It was something so egregious and evil where she reposted a post that showed that an AI image or a Photoshop image that tried to elongate her jaw and masculinize her face and show that she was a trans woman. Here is the thing. Not only was the post evil and racist, it was also transphobic. So it was so many violations in that post, so many egregious violations in that post. So many people were just like, oh, wait a minute. We knew you were a bird. We didn't know that you were diabolical. We didn't know that you were that far gone that you are now believing these racist conspiracy theories. Because here's the thing. If you're believing that, if you're liking that, if you're comfortable enough to repost that, what else are you ingesting? What chat rooms are you in, elderly Doja Cat? Like, what is going on? What is your timeline like? What is your community like now? What are your conversations like now? Because if this is what you are digesting, you are not safe for Black people, and especially Black women. Who is your demographic? That is your audience. Those are the people that you want to come and support you. Here's the thing. Black people are not looking for these celebrities, influencers, socialites. They're not looking for them to speak for the Black community. But we are expecting, if we are the reason why your lights are on, why your kids can go to that private school, why you can live in that gated neighborhood, why you're getting all of those awards and accolades globally, if we are the reason for this lavish life that you are living, the least you could do is not contribute to our harm. Her donating to those organizations that are harming not just her community, but every other marginalized community. That repost, sharing where her mind is, because even if you didn't mean to share it, it was in your feed. So there is something really wrong with this woman. And that's what just like set everybody back, especially Black women. Like, this is what you're believing. Now let's be honest here. When she went on that whole thing that she wasn't chocolate, she's caramel, we kind of knew what was going on in there. But nobody knew that it was that bad. Nobody knew that she was that deep in, to where now you are in a space where you and a Nazi or a Klan member can not only have a conversation, but you can agree on a lot of things. That's very scary. And especially in a time where we are being very careful about who we are platforming, where we are putting our dollars, and thinking, and being very, very clear about where we stand. This was the wrong move. But this happened at the right time, because this happened at a time of exposure where I honestly think it's spiritual. I think this is the ancestors letting us know who's for us and who's against us so that we can organize accordingly, right? So I think, unfortunately for her, she was exposed, but very fortunate for us. Now we know where you stand. So let's remove our support from this person because you are clearly unwell. And it's sad, right? But she's not the only one. She's not the only one. I guarantee you there's a lot of black male celebrities who are texting her and telling her it's okay, you'll be fine. You know, I agree with you too. You know, and if she wants to be messy, if she wants to let it burn, she can expose them as well. But I don't think that she's alone in her thinking, as not just a black person, as somebody, as a black person of a certain stature with who resides within a certain tax bracket. Like we said before in my last live, they do not see themselves like us, right? We are cattle for them. They are black when it's convenient, right? They are rich before they are black. So they only see us and identify with us when it's time to make money. A lot of times they adopt a white supremacist mindset. And they think that because they're making all this money, because the white powers that be and the gatekeepers are watching them do all this debauchery and not pull their coattails, they think they're safe. They think that they can sit at their master's table. They can't sit at their master's table, and they're not even fit to eat their master's crumbs. But they don't know that. They think because they have all this money and because they are given all this power and access and are allowed to harm and have these terrible views and ideas and spew them in the comfort of the 1%ers, they think that they are safe. But when it is time for them to be exposed, they have no one. And then they look to us to help and rebuild. And I think she is going to be a lesson for a lot of them. I think a lot of celebrities are going to get in line because she's going to be a very expensive lesson. And it's unfortunate for everybody on that tour, except for what is it, Salt? Oh Lord! But unfortunately, it's unfortunate for a lot of those women on the tour who really depended on everybody really showing up and being safe places for Black women. But Chilli decided to let us know that she was never a safe space for us. I will say this: the dark-skinned girls knew. We always know, child. We always know. I will also say a lot of people are just like, oh, there's a lot of people that bought tickets. There are a lot of people who bought tickets as soon as the tour was announced, and they are pissed. One lady was just like, I was taking my entire job as like a bonus to like congratulate my team for, you know, a hell of a quarter. But now that I saw this, I'm trying to get my money back. So there are a lot of people who already bought tickets who are trying to get their money back. Don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to crash their banks without them chargebacks, but we will see. We will see. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Hey, Shay. Shay said, hi, Star family. I'm ready for this live. Thank you for being here. Hey, Magic in the Hamptons. I know that's right. Magic said, yes, been dying to hear you talk about Queen Ciara. Listen, you guys are going to help me. I don't know a lot about Ciara. Oh, wait, let me put my timer on. I don't know a lot about Ciara, so you guys are going to have to help me in this. But all I know is that we got to rock for her. Hi, Mama Star. My mom said, hi, Star family. Mama Star is here for this good review. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Love you all. Love you too, Mama. And Mama also said, likes. Please like the video. E for Empathy said, hey, Nikki. Hey, Mama Star. Hey, Star family. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Love that we're getting this live tonight, y'all. Like the video. Thank you. L Boogie said, I'm here. Hey, y'all. I missed the last live, but I wasn't going to miss this one. Thank you, L Boogie. Pay says, hey, Nikki. Hey, Star fam. I cannot wait for this live. So happy for our girl, Ola. So upset about summer. Why distract? I don't know why they keep on kicking me out. I have no idea. Maybe it's you guys. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, it's too much happening on this channel right now. But so upset about Summer House. Like, I cannot think about anything else. I feel so sad for her. Me too. But listen, this setback is just a setup for greatness. And we're going to make sure she gets there. Shay says, clock it, Nikki. These Black celebrities depend on us to support them, but go against the Black community's needs because they're not Black. They're OJ. They're not Black. They're OJ. They're only Black when they need us to buy something from them. Other than that, nope. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the super chat. Kimberly said, singing, reading, rainbow. Yes, butterfly in the sky, sister. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Tifa says, happy Black Women's History Month. Period. And also, happy African-American April. We keeping it going all year. Hey, JL, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Simone said, ooh, Chilli messing up everybody's money. Absolutely. I don't know what they're going to do, child. I don't know what they're going to do. Give Me Shelter said, T-Boz should do an off-Broadway one-woman show that isn't hard on her body, much like a storyteller show with some music. Here's the thing. If I was T-Boz, I don't know what's going to happen with this tour. It might just be canceled due to low ticket sales. If I were T-Boz, I would just put myself out there, right? I would just put up some posts and be like, I'm sad that this happened. This is extremely unfortunate. I was really, really looking forward to this, getting back out there and performing for you guys again. Hopefully, some opportunities manifest in the future and hope to see you guys out on stage sometime soon. God bless, or something like that, right? Because what that does is that lets people know that, producers and people with money know that I'm ready to perform. I'm ready to get out there. This was a huge opportunity. I was a huge draw for this, and this moment was taken away from me. I think this puts her out there because she now has a story. I would say, listen, there might be some reality TV redemption show. If she lives in Atlanta, give the Real Housewives of Atlanta a shot. You know what I mean? Put yourself out there for that. Put yourself out there to guest star in like a Broadway show. Get back out there. Use this opportunity for your good, right? The spotlight is on you now because Chilli effed up the money. Use this opportunity to get back out there and be like, listen, y'all feel sad for me? Book me. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Hey, Toya-Star, thank you for being here. Mama Star said, Michelle Obama is off limits, period. Period, indeed. El Boogie said, I think a lot of Black women are running low on forgiveness these days. Absolutely. That 2024 election, that was it. It was up for everybody. It was up for I think every Black woman went, oh, bet. And that was it. That was it. The grace is no longer there. She picked the wrong time to mess with Black women. Give Me Shelter said, white people are way too forgiving of the wrong types of people. They aren't the template. Black people have been violated and undermined for far too long to be forgiveness without change is futile. I absolutely agree. Amaya said, I knew Chilli was weird when I saw her Instagram and what she posts. No shade, but ultra religious people are scary. It's spiritual psychosis. You see what's happening right now with the NBA player? He keeps on going live. And a lot of people are just like, oh, he must be newly saved. And then I went to go look at his Instagram. He just got baptized. Yikes. Zora said, respectfully, she only got where she got because she benefits from featureism and texturism. Her talent certainly didn't put her there, which is a fault of the Black community, right? Because I think Chilli's probably very, very shocked by the backlash because she has been made to believe these things by the community that she resides in, which is the Black community, right? She's received favoritism because of texturism and because of featureism. right? And because of colorism, right? To the point where she says, no, I'm not chocolate, I'm caramel. Why would you at your big age even try to make that kind of distinction? That makes no sense. But it is the way she has been treated, mainly by Black women and mainly by Black men and mainly by Black women with low racial self-esteem. So she's been put on this pedestal. And then when she does something and she's getting chastised for it, she's like, wait a minute. What? Hold on. You made this monster, right? So she's probably had conversations with Black people about how Michelle Obama to them looks like a man, right? They probably laughed and chuckled it off. You know what? Like they do that all the time. The Black community, like, let's be honest, we do this all the time with dark-skinned Black women, right? It's, oh, well, you know, she's masculine. What makes you masculine? What makes a dark-skinned woman masculine, right? What makes a Black woman with her beautiful ancestral features? What about her is masculine? It's white supremacy seeping through your brain and you're trying to legitimize it because of the low racial self-esteem that you have, right? So you vomit that out on someone who does not exude that same hate, self-hate that you have. So we don't talk about what that is, right? We just say, oh, it's colorism. Oh, it's just featureism, but we're not talking about what the core of that is. It's white supremacy bleeding through this person, and it's able to take hold of them because they have low self-esteem. We don't put it back on that person. We put it on the person that they are harming. And we say, oh, no, she's actually pretty. Oh, no. Don't deal with that, right? That person doesn't need you to do that. They already know who they are. That's why that Black person with low racial self-esteem made them a target, because they are existing in a way that they cannot exist comfortably. They're not comfortable in their Blackness. So they have to tear down the people who are. You don't need to let me know that I'm bad. I know that. Deal with this person and the slop in their mind. So we also have to take note of that and be like, well, this is something that we talk about that we don't talk about in the Black community. We just overlook it. We overlook the jokes that these young Black boys are making about young Black girls. We overlook the comments that older Black women are making about young Black women. We overlook the comments that older Black men are just making about black girls and the comments that they're making about Black girls and Black boys in general. And we just brush those things off. Words have power, and there are meanings behind those words. We need to address it when it happens. We can't overlook this as a community. And I think that this is something that continues to hold us back and doesn't allow us to get into our full power as a people, because we don't address what's happening. We need to address colorism. We need to address featureism. We need to address texturism. We need to address classism. We need to address homophobia. And we need to address patriarchy, which is under white supremacy. And how do we get there? Through the church. If we don't touch on that, we're going to stay stuck. And we are right at a time where we can actually get it done. We're our most powerful right now. And everybody that came before us is rooting for us. So this is the time for us to do it. But if we don't have that conversation, we don't have the conversation about how Chilli got there and how she felt so comfortable doing that, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. CM said, we should have known when she was like, I'm not Black, I'm Indian. Girl, Miranda said, this same chick that came to us with her handout because she couldn't afford to finance her album, she better go get Erica Dirk, the audience she wishes she had. Here's the thing. I think that's the only way she can recoup something. She's just going to have to not go full MAGA, but just be herself and not hide this identity anymore. Because I think she's full MAGA. Just go out there and embrace that, because this door is closed. This door is closed. You know, people let you be a bird, but when that Michelle Obama repost hit, people were just like, oh, you're gone. You're not just a bird. You're gone. Absolutely not. Dahlia said, why is StreamYard playing and I face it? They did it to Jessie Wu too? My God, today. They're coming after all the chocolate girls. Hannah said T-Boz might have to pivot to, yeah, I agree. That might be the best place for her. And Andy loved a legitimate celebrity. Tifa said, I think T-Boz may want to retire and take care of her health. I always felt like Chilli was the one that pushes for them to continue to tour. I don't know if it's necessarily Chilli, but just the need for, money. Like it's very expensive to be a celebrity. Dolly said, I think forgiveness is low because the mask has been on for a few years. Supremacists aren't even bothering to use codes. They spew their hatred with their whole chest. Absolutely. L Boogie said the Bulls let him go because he low-key, high-key crazy and it throws a spiritual psychosis, and they couldn't have that around the locker room. Also because of his homophobic comments. Here's the thing. There is freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of consequences. So you can't spew those things about an audience that is funding your life. Like, gay people watch basketball. Gay people go to basketball games. Gay people are your coworkers. What are we doing? You cannot do that. And he's suffering the consequences. So says that Chilli always struck me as not smart. Years ago on her reality show, she went on and on about drinking raw milk. That is a gateway to being an that's probably what happened. And then QAnon, and then ultimately Meghan. That's probably what happened. She probably started off crunchy. That's what happens to a lot of them. Oh my goodness. Dolly said, I think the Black church contributes to the isms that plagues our community, but it doesn't account for those same problems in other communities. And unfortunately, humanity dealt with this before Jesus. Clock it. I mean, where is he performing? The parking lot of Saddle Ranch? Girl, get your coins. Get your coins. E for Empathy said, I think T-Boz will eat on Atlanta, to be honest. Me too. And we don't need, here's the thing, T-Boz, we don't need you to get on there and cut up. We just need you to be T-Boz. Just be the celebrity. We don't need you to get in any drama. We need you to be the one that's trying to bring everybody together. You do not have to go on there and fight and get into all this nonsense. That's not what you're there for. You're there to legitimize the show with your celebrity. And you have a story. Chilli screwed you over. Great storyline. FTD said freedom of speech applies to the government punishing you, not the company you work for. Yep. If you want your job, keep your homophobic rants to kitchen table talk. Yep. Let's move on. Next up, we got Chilli out of there. We talked about Matthew. Let's talk about our girl Meghan. So I've been watching the videos of her. Megan Thee Stallion is starring in Moulin Rouge on Broadway. And my besties who live in New York, we have been talking, like going back and forth, trying to get some dates together so that we can go see her. I'm uber excited about it because I've been watching her performance through TikTok and she's eating. And I'm just like, I have to see this. I have to be there. But recently she had to pull out the show because of a medical issue or error. Let's talk about it. Megan Thee Stallion rushed to the hospital very ill mid Moulin Rouge performance. Megan Thee Stallion was rushed to a New York City hospital Tuesday night after falling very ill during her Broadway show, Moulin Rouge the Musical. A rep for the singer and actress says that during Tuesday night's production, Meghan started to feel very ill and was promptly transported to a local hospital where her symptoms are currently being evaluated. And they also said, we will share more updates as information becomes available. Her hairstylist, Kellon Kellon asked people for their prayers. Meghan made her Broadway debut in the show last week in the role of Zitler at New York's Al Hirschfield Theater. I cannot wait to see her. But Meghan just updated everyone on her Instagram with this message. She said, last night was a real wake-up call for me. I've been pushing myself past my limits lately, running on empty, and my body finally said enough. It honestly scared me. I thought I was going to faint on stage. I really tried to push through my performance, but I just couldn't. Hotties, I want to be real with y'all because you mean everything to me and I hate letting y'all down. I just need one day to rest, reset, and take care of myself the way I should have been. I'll be right back on the stage Thursday, stronger and clearer and ready to give you 100% the way you deserve. Thank you for always riding with me and loving me through everything. Beautiful statement. Here's the thing. Do what you got to do. You didn't disappoint anybody. You didn't let anybody down. Take care of yourself first. I think it's very smart as a young woman to go after every opportunity that comes before you. Oftentimes Black women run themselves on till it's like nothing to run on, right? They run on empty and they get to the point where they cannot go anymore because the body says you need to take a break. That's why I always say, Black women, take breaks. Take breaks because nobody does more than Black women, and we really put ourselves in a position where we are killing ourselves, right? Because we're just trying to do it all. And yes, you have to take every opportunity that comes before you, but your health is first. And I'm glad that she has a supportive team. I'm glad she has a supportive fan base. But I was just like, you're going to be back on Thursday, girl. See them people next week. I know you bought the tickets to see Meghan Thee Stallion, but let her get healthy so that there could be more performances for you to see her. But I'm glad that she's okay, because I was like, whoa, hold on. But it's what we do. We just do it all, and we can't. Black women, we're not superheroes. Black women, we can't do it all. Take a break, rest up. Do what you need to do. I'm just, I'm going to get in her business for a minute, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm just saying. This better be exhaustion. Take them pills, Meghan. We got a lot more work to do. Not right now. Not right now. That's all I have to say about our little sis. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. This is about the NBA player. Miranda said he posted a video of him admitting to hitting his now wife before he was saved, and the NBA didn't let him go for that. But when he tried to alienate a portion of the NBA audience, no, sir. Yeah, so there it is. There it is. Abuser to religious pipeline. There it is. Always Prices said, I have to see her. Me too. The Moulin Rouge show is excellent regardless. So I've heard that as well. Y'all know I have all my Broadway shows that I want to see. And I feel like I need to get tickets for The Heights as well, because I don't know if it's going to be around much longer. There's been some controversy about that as well. I don't know if it's going to be around for much longer, so I feel like I need to get in on that too. Dahlia said, this look makes me think Meg would kill cosplaying Zatanna from the Justice League series. She's got the legs and eyes for it. You know what? That's probably on her list of things to do, because she's a huge cosplayer. Ice Macchiato said, late, but not too late. Hi, Nikki. Loving this look on you. Oh, thank you. Hey, Nancy. How are you? L Boogie said, I suspect that the announcement of exhaustion is for the now. Don't listen. Meghan, come on. Oh, I knew when she was in love. When they fall in love. Hannah said, I don't like how Lurib from The Breakfast Club reported what happened to Meg. Oh, I don't watch that demonic show. What does she say? Leave it on the dance floor. I know, leave it to the dance floor. Hey, said, hey, Nikki, I found your channel and I absolutely adore you. Oh my God, thank you. I wonder, do you plan on recapping Beyond the Villa? And do you think Olandria is still a thing? I don't want to recap Beyond the Villa. I don't think it's going to be good. I will watch the first 3 episodes to see. But the first Beyond the Villa was garbage. So I'm not expecting much because it's the same team that produced the first season. So I'm not expecting much from this season. The trailer gave me absolutely nothing. I just was not impressed, or it didn't make me, I don't need to be impressed, but just didn't make me feel like it's something that I wanted to watch. So we'll see. We will see. Just play it by ear. Olandria is still a thing. And they're not more than a thing, okay? These two are the real deal. They're going very, very strong. They're doing very, very, very well. I wish them the best. And Olandria, take your pills, because these boys try to get these girls pregnant, and we got to step back and think, okay? Not right now. You got enough money that you can wait. My God, today. But thank you so much. Leave it to the dance floor. Thank you for being here. Shoni said, I love how Meg is doing everything. And that's what you should do. When you finally get your platform, do as much as you can. Do everything that you wanted to do, but do it in a way that also protects your health, because you can only do but so much. I understand taking every opportunity, but don't let all these opportunities kill you. Take a break. Take a break. Take a break. Hannah said, I know it must have been extreme exhaustion because she is hustling way too hard and traveling a lot. Hannah said that hustle culture is toxic. Yep. But you guys know that right now with the economy the way it is, you're seeing Oscar winners in commercials. Oscar winners. The amount of commercials that I have auditioned for within the past 3 months, that is to be a co-star of a celebrity. Like, you don't really get those commercials because celebrities, especially in America, they don't do commercials like that. But now the commercials, it's always a celebrity and you are auditioning to be just a co-star in this commercial with a celebrity. The last 4. And you normally get auditions like that around Christmas time. And you'll be lucky if you get 1. The money is drying up. So these people are doing whatever they have to do so that they can get this money and store it and stock it or escape because of what's happening in the nation. So the girls is broke. The money is not flowing like it used to because the money flows from us. The money flows from the poor and working class. But if we are, being strained, then some of those things that we wanted to do, we cannot do. Like even right now, me trying to plan this trip to go see her in Moulin Rouge, I got to really think about that. Before it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to put this on the calendar. Now it's just like, I'm going to put it on the calendar, but we also going, put it on the altar because I don't know, child. Times is different, y'all. Times is different. So Steph said, I'm definitely experiencing burnout. I am tired. Yep. We got to take a break, but some of us can't. You know what I mean? F. Tinney said, Broadway is no joke. Those artists are athletes who just happen to sing and dance. It is not for the faint of heart. Absolutely. And they do these shows 4 times a week, twice on Sunday. Full out. Full out. Yes, she's used to doing concerts, right? But it's a show a day. And then you take a break and go to another city. This is a show full out, probably Wednesday through Saturday, and then 2 shows on Sunday. That is a lot on the body. That was a lot on me as a kid. I can only imagine as an adult child. Give Me Shelter said, didn't Meghan Thee Stallion's hairstylist say something derogatory about Olandria? Followed by a lame excuse his name. Yeah, he said something. I don't know what it is, so I just didn't want to report on it. But I did see him getting dragged. I did get him seeing dragged. Hey, Tuas for Life. Tuas for Life said, hey, Nikki.Star him. And yeah, I immediately went to me too. I said, girl, y'all got to take them pills. Don't let him convince you to do the rhythm method. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Not right now. My God, today. But if I'm going to be an auntie, oh well. Oh well. Ben. Take your pills, sister. take your pills. Social steps that I really love Meg. She's so vulnerable. Her loneliness from not having her parents was so palatable in her documentary. I cried so much watching it. Yeah, we all want her to win. She's so deserving of a win. My God, today. And I'm so glad that she is protected. Her family, don't play about her. Her ancestors, don't play about her. You come from Meg, it's like coming from Michelle Obama. Baby, it's a wrap for you. It is a wrap for you. Devonda said, Nick won the Snappy Awards show. So, and hi, Nikki.Star and Star family. Love y'all down. Love you too. Yes, Nick and Olandria are doing very well. They are both winning. So happy for the both of them. But we are very, very, very happy for our girl, Olandria. Why? Because our girl, Olandria, is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. Woo! Let's read the article. So, Olandria, Love Island's Olandria Carthen dials up the heat, and it's from People magazine. Dials up the heat in a wet t-shirt and bikini for her Sports Illustrated swimsuit debut. While I'm reading the article, let's bring up her pictures. Oh, hold on. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do that later. Let me finish this, and then I'll bring up something from Sports Illustrated. It's official. Olandria Carthen is everywhere. The 27-year-old star's popularity on Love Island USA got her right from Fiji to Fort Myers, Florida, where she brought the heat on the set of her first Sports Illustrated swimsuit photo shoot. Carthen, who was the winner, they called her the winner of season 7 Love Island USA with boyfriend Nick Van Steenberg, is making her modeling debut alongside some other people. And she says, this was once a dream and now it's my lifestyle. Carthen wrote on Instagram, extremely grateful for this opportunity in my new Sports Illustrated family. That cover is coming. That cover is coming. Fans are very familiar with Carthen's swimsuit game from Love Island, but her looks in this Sports Illustrated swimsuit spread are not to be overlooked. Carthen, who is also known as Bama Barbie, rocks a wet t-shirt that leaves little to the imagination. She was also photographed in a crochet bikini and a daring one piece. Season 6 Love Island USA star Serena Page, Chloe Bailey, and JT among those who were congratulating her on social media. Carthen quickly made a name for herself in high fashion. After returning to the States last summer, she found herself sitting among the stars at fashion shows around the world and attending the 2025 CFDA Awards alongside designer Brandon Blackwood. In an interview with Harper Magazine's Vietnam, Carthen credited her Southern background for her bold sense of style. Growing up in Alabama helped me develop a special love for dressing well, she said, per quotes by Glamour. Southern fashion is beautiful. It's clean, sophisticated, yet still has personality. I love clothes that has defined silhouettes and a statement piece. My beauty lies in the balance between elegance and self-expression. That's the root of my style. So proud of her. Guys, it hasn't even been a year. My God, today. So this is also from Sports Illustrated. I have to reload it because StreamYard kicked me out of my own live. Here it is. Let me just take you down, Ola. So this is from Sports Illustrated. It says, Olandria is a model and media personality who first rose to prominence as a fan favorite contestant on Love Island USA Season 7. Since she has since amassed a dedicated social media following of over 4 million fans across all platforms, her unforgettable red carpet moments at both New York and Paris Fashion Week quickly caught the eyes of fashion fans worldwide, earning the model many headline-making moments in the months following her breakout reality TV show appearance. She's since become a tastemaker in the style space, appearing on the pages of major publications, including Vanity Fair, Vogue, InStyle, Glamour, and more. She's also partnered with several big-name brands, collaborating with Joe Malone, Microsoft Copilot, Amazon, Amica, NYX, and McDonald's. On the shores of South Florida, Olandria made her debut with Sports Illustrated swimsuit in the 2026 issue, joining the magazine in Fort Myers for her first feature. And I love that they said first feature because they know that more is coming. And these are just a few of the pics. Some of these are stills, but one of these are officially from Sports Illustrated, but the rest are stills from some videos. And we're going to see the full spread soon. My God, today. My God, today. Congrats, Ola. This is so huge. Guys, it hasn't been a year. My God, today. That's so awesome. And we talked about this. We talked about her wings are coming. Olandria, we got to work on the walk. We got to take our pills and we got to work on the walk because you're going to get your wings. You're going to get your wings. That's all I have to say. Forever proud of her. The girl keeps on winning. She doesn't disappoint. She makes black woman's influence look so good. Like, it just feels good that we finally made the right person famous. After being screwed over so many times, it's like we finally got it right. We finally got it right. So proud of her. What do you guys have to say about our phenomenal little sis? Oh my God. He better stop playing. Kimberly, he better stop playing. We got too much work to do. Is my mic on set? I think based on his family, Kaylee wouldn't want to ruin Meghan's wave. Oh, her stylist. Oh, is it his last name is Kaylee? Wade by getting her pregnant on purpose, at least. Oh yeah, I think the both of them have a lot that they want to do. I don't think that they're ready to be parents. Also, I could be wrong, right? Because they're rich people. When you have all this money, what's the next step? Children, right? Like we take our time because we're like, I gotta save this money to have a baby. They're like, oh, we're wealthy, so we don't gotta do nothing. Like let's have it, And she would have the care and absolutely be able to do it. So that's what they want to do. Congrats. Hannah said Meg talks too much about Plan B in her songs to get pregnant now. So did Lotto. Always talked about going to the clinic. Now she big mama. When them girls fall in love, all that stuff that they be saying go out the window. Makeup Addict said Meg not going to have a baby. She's made that clear many times. She's not going to be one of your baby mama's child. Simone said, Nikki, why did I think the same thing this morning? The rap girls are getting pregnant, y'all. The rap girls are getting pregnant. And I knew this was going to happen with Cardi because Cardi got pregnant and still worked. She worked all the way up until she had that baby. And didn't miss a step. And I'm just like, Cardi, why did you make this look easy? Everybody's going to follow suit. And here we go. Everybody popping out on stage with a baby bump, getting low, still rapping the lyrics. I'm like, use your butt. Like we got work to do. My God, today. Hey, Tia Bia. What's up? Tia Bia said, hi, Nikki.Star fam. Nikki, this hair, Aries, and eyeshadow combo. Thank you. We getting ready for the summer, girl. We getting ready for the summer. While Dreaming Watch said they're not comfortable in their blackness, so they have to tear down people who are. That's a word, Nikki. Oh, absolutely. Everybody does that. What's his name? Byron Nome, Christy Nome's husband. Your projection is a confession, right? You hate the LGBT community, the LGBTQ plus community, because they can live in their truth. You hate that. You hate that you cannot live in your truth. So what do? You tear them down and you want them people to live the misery or experience the misery that you are experiencing for putting yourself in your own prison. Come to find out, you the same thing. My God, today. El Boogie said, LOL, I'm just saying her man's birthday just passed. My God, today. As soon as she passed out, I said, Meghan, what's going on? Did anybody elderly in your family, any elder woman in your family have a dream about fish? Lord, 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 Lord. Tia B says, so true. Exhaustion and fainting are early symptoms. My God, today. So Steph said, I really love Meg. She's so vulnerable. Yes. Her loneliness from not, I got this. What? I was trying to click on El Boogie. Child, the Uber celebrity commercial appearances. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Some of these folks, I'm like, how is it possible that you are this broke? Here's the thing. A lot of celebrities who came out to LA very young, broke into the industry, they are like working class people. They do not have the understanding or the teachings to know how to manage this money. And a lot of them got it very young. So, I know we, the adults, are like, I would never blow through 10 million in a year. Some 23-year-old that just got a huge, movie and no accountability, no mentorship is real easy to do. So I think a lot of them are older now and they're just like, okay, let me be wiser about my finances. But because we've seen them in these movies, we're just like, you absolutely got it. And a lot of them don't. And also the industry has changed drastically. Like our residuals cut if more than half because of streaming. These streaming services really robbed entertainers of making fortunes. Now it's nothing. Commercials are nothing. You're not making anything in commercials. You're not making anything in guest star. Before, you used to be able to survive off of commercials. Commercials used to pay like $30,000 starting. They don't pay that anymore. Co-stars used to be getting paid like 15 grand a day. That doesn't happen anymore. You're lucky to get 1,000. So the industry has changed drastically. The money is not there anymore. So that's why they're all doing these commercials because the money is the industry is not what it used to be. And who knows if it's going to recover. Ice Macchiato said, yep, I want to see Meghan on Broadway, but I went to Cardi's show and those tickets weren't cheap. And I have financial goals, so got to pick and choose. Yep. Same thing. Like, I hope that I can get up there to see her, but, Beyonce moving real weird. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, Lord. As soon as the body's tickets, you won't pop out with something, ain't you, girl? So you got to pick and choose now, which sucks. But that's the reality. That's the reality of our lives right now. Give yourself a step. My house is paid off. I just have utilities, gas, food have doubled and tripled. It's crazy. The gas out here, I'm walking everywhere. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. WNC said, to be a co-star next to a celebrity, how does that affect non-celebrities' talent pay scale? Does that also limit roles for novice? Are unions able to counteract this? No, because unfortunately for SAG-AFTRA, they are for the elites. I learned that during the strike. It's not for the working class. They are for the elites. So often the pay, the budget is going to go to that celebrity. Then it's going to be production next, and then it's going to be the actor. So they're going to pick somebody unknown because you don't want to pay somebody the same amount that you're going to have to pay the celebrity, even close to that. So I mean, if you're lucky to get one, you're lucky to get one. I, for one, just want a commercial that's going to run like that freaking Hershey's Christmas commercial. That's what I want. I want that. I could retire off of that, child. So said Ola's body defies physics. Absolutely. Irene said, I love this for Olandria. Me too. And she was the only Black woman. Killing it. Two Us for Life said, Queen, although that woman just keeps glowing, I love to see it. Same. L Boogie said, body is everything. I'm straight, but I can't help but look. This is the body I fantasize about when I have delulu thoughts of the body I can achieve. She is on my vision board. Body goals. For real. Deckle by Mel said, gorgeous. Absolutely. Ice Macchiato said, oh, I know the winner line had people feeling some type of way. Here's the thing. They can't stop what is for this woman. So she's going to continue to soar. She's going to continue to be in spaces that people don't think that she should be in. My God, today, the doors that she is kicking down, love her. The People magazine, who fact checks like crazy, said the winner of Love Island season 7. And listen, did they lie? Where's Brian and Amaya? Where are the 4 runner-ups? Where they at? Yeah, the winner of Love Island season 7. The winner. Jesse said, Olandria gets more beautiful every time we see her. She is indeed the winner. Absolutely. Hannah said, we all know who the true winner is, right? Miranda said, look at our client. We let these brands know that if Ola is on it, we'll sell it out. Now she can do whatever she wants. Wonder how the acting lessons are going. Listen, here's the thing. Even if they're not going well, she has such visibility. I think we may see her on the Different World, a Different World reboot. She might be, like back in the day when they would have celebrities come on and, she steps in and it's like, oh, she might just be that. The sky's the limit for this young lady. I know. Shoni said, I remember how Ola was so happy that Meg knew her name when she was on Love Island. Now everyone knows her name. She's a household name. So happy for her. Shay said, I'm glad darker skinned girls can see this. Just like we had the beautiful black woman in the 90s, we are the standard. Absolutely. That's why she's so special, because younger black women, especially dark skinned black women, finally get to have representation. In a time when we are being erased, this young lady is able to really be someone that dark-skinned young black girls can see and envision. Fortunately for a lot of us millennials, we had this growing up. Like we had shows like we had Rudy Huxtable. You know what I mean? Like we had so many young black women who look like us in variations. We weren't getting one image of us. And I think that's the reason why we are the way we are, why we are just like so more evolved than other generations, because we were able to see ourselves truly represented in the media. And this generation, the younger generation doesn't have that. So when we see these opportunities open up for Olandria, we just go, because we know what that is going to do to younger people who were not able to see themselves before, who are now able to see that, right? Because then if you can see it, then you can achieve it. So I just love what she's doing all across the board. And I love that she is such a good person. So we don't have to be wary of her. You know what I mean? We don't have to be, walking on eggshells with somebody we gave a platform to. We can platform this young lady and then get to work on something else. Because with Ola, she doesn't make us nervous. She got it. So now we can platform the next one. You know what I mean? I just feel good with this young lady being somebody that we were able to support to such great heights. I can't wait. I can't wait for the Met, Simone. I cannot wait. I was watching that too. Are you guys subscribed to her vlog? She's on YouTube under her name. Always Prices said the BTS is so adorable. The staff loves her. Everybody loves her. And everybody loves her fan base. She's good ground, guys. She's good ground. Me too. Hannah said, I'm waiting for that Olandria Barbie doll to be announced. Me too, because she's talking about it. I was watching her interview with the Reismans, her live with the Reismans, and she was just like, that Barbie, I'm waiting for my Barbie doll. Like she is speaking it in the atmosphere, and it's coming. It's coming, my dear. It is coming. Ice Macchiato said, yes, I love this for Ola. They cannot bring her down. No, they cannot. No, they cannot. They can't touch no weapon. No weapon. My God, today. Dahlia said, I heard that Tom Holland wants to be a stay-at-home dad for a bit. Do y'all think Zendaya is pushing out all these movies at once so she can have a baby and fall back for a while? Probably. She's been in the spotlight since she was a child. She deserves. If she deserves. She deserves. She deserves. BY said, it's so exciting for all of us to watch her journey in real time. In real time. Like in real time. This is amazing. This is amazing. Lavender Girl said, Olandria Barbie would be so fitting. Keep her away from the wings. Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. You're right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We got to do something. We have work to do. We have work to do, ladies. Like, not right now. Not right now. Dahlia said, I would normally hate for a person's kinks or sexuality to be out so publicly, but when you yell hypocrisy so loudly, expect it to be served right back to you in kind. Same way. Like, I don't want to out anybody, but if you're killing people, your own people, okay, listen, we got to do what we got to do. And I told y'all, I said, nobody can start a revolution like sex workers. No, they got the power. They are the only ones who can bring this nation down to its knees. And now the sex workers are clocking in. Get ready. Get ready. Lindsey Graham, girl, I would leave the country. I would leave the country, child. Reed Maggie said, the fish dreams speak, child. Always Price said, Meg works out very hard and tours, and they both just had birthdays. Yeah, she just probably got a lot on her plate. So Steph said, when I got pregnant, I almost passed out at the post office just standing in line. The postmaster had to let me in the back to sit down and get some water. Oh my God, today. Always Price said, if she is pregnant, I just hope she and the baby are safe. Same. L Boogie said, no, I saw an established legacy celebrity in a commercial recently. I can't remember who, but I was truly shocked. Like, the person shouldn't be in commercials. There are Oscar winners currently in commercials. The girls are broke. The girls are broke. The girls are broke. Yes, Miranda, she has a YouTube channel. I think it's just, let me just look it up because I'm subscribed. I said, who is this playing? Yeah, it's her name. It's her full name. You see it? It's her full name. It's just, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's just you're just seeing this Black girl's dreams just come true. It's such a good watch. I love it. I love it. Boogie said, I subscribed immediately. Me too. I was like the first in the comments in her first vlog. I was like, oh, I'm early. But I was so happy for her. Give Me Shelter said, the only reason why I've grown to care about award shows is Olandria. Same. As soon as I see her, I say, well, I saw what I came here for and switch off. Yep. She's not Beyonce to me, but like, that's the thing. Like, Beyonce is a draw, right? Certain celebrities are just a draw. Tiana Taylor is a draw. I want to see what she's wearing, right? Coleman Domingo is a draw. I want to see what he's wearing. Now it's like Olandria is a draw. I want to see what she is going to wear because she eats every time. Hey, Robert. Robert said the basketball player who got waived from the NBA is a couple of years too late. Once upon a time, he would have been praised for being a blackface avatar who said things white felt like they couldn't. Times are changing. The gays got money. Cassandra said, God is so good. I love that he closes doors for us. The very best thing that could have happened for Ola was for Taylor to act a fool. I'm so glad that he picked Clark. My God, today. My God, today. My God, today. Always Prices said facts. That's why sex workers are off so often because they get scared of those Secrets popping out. Yep. They're not scared anymore. My God, today. Tony said, let's get Olandria's YouTube to 100K, y'all. Give her the plaque. Oh, yeah. I think, like, now that more people know about it, she's probably going to get there by the end of the week. Miranda said, my gays keep me updated on how often Grindr goes down when there's every time. It crashes every time. And that Sam Rockwell monologue from White Lotus, I had never watched that show before. That monologue was so good. It's the monologue about where he talks about having sex with ladyboys. It was so good. It was so well acted. I said, oh, I got to get into this show. You guys told me about it, but I was watching other things. I'm like, oh, I got to get into the show. I got so many shows to get into. But that looks like it's going to be a good watch over the weekend. Ice Macchiato said, did you see the amount of likes that Olandria got compared to Sports Illustrated girls? She's literally on fire. She is a draw. She is a draw. She is only up from here. She's going to keep on soaring. Jesse said, I love that Olandria shouts out her Southern roots whenever she can. Like, she is always going to pay homage. And that's what we love about her. She's just down to earth. Oh, we made the right person famous. Robert said, in today's era, the racists are comfortable saying racist things to themselves. No more need for master to make more tools. Plus, the NBA is second or third generation athletes and are looking more international. Yes, and the NFL. And the NFL. Times are changing. Times are changing. Speaking of Olandria, Tony said, I subscribed to Ola's channel since day one when it had a different name. Oh, really? I thought it was just her name the whole time. Maybe you were one of the first people, not me. But speaking of Ola, let's get into another sister that we're going to talk about if this is our next project. I don't know, because I don't know a lot about her, but I just really felt drawn to protect her because of what I was seeing on my timeline. So I don't watch Summer House. Here is why. I am at the point where if I don't see me on the show, I'm not watching it. And even them getting Ciara on the show, I was just like, it's not enough for me, because here's the thing. Summer House is already dry, right? I didn't understand why it had been so popular. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. It was just like, what is it? Like, it just wasn't interesting to me. And then getting Ciara on the show, I was just like, well, now this is my nightmare. No shade, but just keeping a buck. Being the only Black person in a white space for days, months, overnight, horror movie to me, right? So I was just like, oh, that's not something that I would want to watch. It's not for me. All of a sudden, like 2 days ago, timeline go crazy. It's all Ciara, it's all Ciara, it's all Ciara. I'm seeing all of this stuff in the beginning. I'm not seeing the pictures. So I'm like, not Miss Wilson, because I'm thinking of Ciara and Russell. I said, well, what the hell the future do? And that's what I'm thinking about. Then, as I like click the names, all of a sudden I start to see that it's Ciara from Summer House. And I'm like, well, what happened? Allegedly. No, this is not alleged. They confirmed it. Her good friend on the show is now in a relationship with her ex, Amanda and Wes, right? Amanda is the best friend. Wes is the guy that she used to date. So they released a joint statement saying that they are together, and because there was like speculation about them being together. So they released a joint statement. All of a sudden, this picture of Ciara collapsing on the ground goes viral. And they're saying that this is, as soon as this joint statement was released, this is Ciara right after seeing the announcement. And it's like a big thing. And people are just like, oh my God, we got to give her the, what is her name? What is that white girl's name? Sandoval and something. The white girl that Sandoval was dating. I cannot believe I forgot her name. My God, today. Olandria is really bigger than the program. She made me forget the host name. Anyway, the host of the show of Love Island, everybody was just like, we got to give her the treatment. So we got to give Ciara the same treatment we gave her, because the treatment that girl got was she was humiliated on that show. And then right after that, she got Love Island and pretty much catapulted to stardom. The show that she was on was canceled, and now she's like a household name, and nobody is talking about the other people. So basically, the same thing that happened to Ciara is what happened to Ariana. Thank you. Is what happened to Ariana. So everybody's just like, let's give her that treatment. Here's the thing. Also, a lot of black women were just like, well, Ciara's black. We know that y'all not going to do for Ariana what y'all would do for Ciara. We know that it's not going to happen. So that's where we, sisters, come in, right? I am bringing this here because I don't know anything about this. So I'm trusting your judgment. Is this our next project? Let your girl know, but let's get into what I have been able to find. So I'm going to have more information next week because I'm going to spend this weekend combing through these seasons from when she came on, because I need to put 2 and 2 together, because what I'm seeing right now, I'm not quite sure. Here is why. We'll get into it. Let me just first bring up CC. Face card goes crazy. Let's bring up CC and let's read this article from People magazine. So inside the controversy behind Summer House co-stars Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson's romance. So Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson released a statement about their relationship on March 31st. So here is the statement. The statement reads, they both released it at the same time. Okay. They said, we've seen the growing online speculation. So while it's still very new, we wanted to provide some clarity. It was never our intention to purposely hide anything, given the complicated relationship dynamics involved and the scrutiny that comes with being on a reality show. We needed a little space to process things privately before speaking on it. We've shown up for each other as friends over the years, throughout all the highs and lows, and what's developed recently was the last thing either of us expected. Our connection grew out of a genuine, long-standing friendship, which made it especially important for us to approach this with care. As our feelings evolved, we wanted to take time to understand exactly what we were feeling. We also recognized that this has had an impact just beyond us and never wanted our actions to cause any hurt or be perceived as careless. We truly appreciate the understanding and respect as we navigate this. I don't know anything about these people, but I want to let you know, Ciara, she was sleeping with him when y'all was together. Point blank, period. That's why it was so easy for her to trip and fall on his ding-a-ling, because she'd been there before. She'd been there before. This is easy for her because she'd been there before. Let's just... Woman's intuition, Black woman's discernment. She'd been there before. Okay? So these are the people that we're talking about. This is Amanda, and this is Wes. This guy, as soon as I saw him, I said, he looks like Officer Doofy from the Scary Movie spoof. He looks just like him. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to judge because I'm not a Black girl that grew up in a white space, but Ciara. This man should have never been able to get close to your coochie. My God, today. My God, today. I said, this is not the white man causing all this chaos. This ain't him. No shade. I was expecting Paul Walker. Not a mediocre white. But you know what? We all fall short of the glory of God. Anyway, so Amanda is allegedly this girl's best friend. And she was there when Ciara was going through whatever she was going through with Wes. She was a shoulder to cry on. And now she's with her man. So this is the rest of the People article. News of their budding relationship comes just 2 months after Amanda and her estranged husband, Kyle Cook, announced their separation in January 2026. Wes previously dated Amanda's close friend, Ciara Miller. So are Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson officially dating? Here's everything they said about their shocking new romance. Amanda made her Summer House debut in season 1 as Kyle's girlfriend and didn't stay on the sidelines for long. She quickly became a core cast member and also starred on Bravo's Winter House. She and Kyle tied the knot in September 2021, a few years after he launched his beverage brand, Loverboy. Amanda served as a company's creative director for years before branching out to launch her own company, Amanda Batula Swim. After a rocky few years in the spotlight, the couple announced their separation in January 2026. West is one of the newer faces in the house, joining Summer House in season 8. Off camera, he works in sports and pop culture media and previously held a role at Complex. A white man who works at Complex. Ciara! Girl! In July 2025, he expanded into podcasting with Show Me Something, which he co-hosts with the Indiana Fever star Sophia Cunningham. West joined season 8 of Summer House, and in the premiere, Kyle revealed that he first met him through the then couple, Carl Raddick and Lindsay Hubbard. When Paige DeSorbo, my God, these names, asked Amanda about her first impression of West, she said, he's great. West and Ciara had a short-lived but messy romance that quickly became one of Summer House's more talked about storylines. The two met and sparked a connection during season 8, which continued after filming for that season and before that season wrapped. During their relationship, the two went to his parents' house. We went and stayed with his brother in Chicago. We went to a wedding, Ciara shared during the season reunion. Ultimately, they split in December 2023, with West later admitting the breakup was largely his fault and acknowledging that he struggled with commitment. I feel bad, West said during season 8 reunion. It wasn't my intention to effing hurt someone, especially someone you care about. The fallout played out on screen in season 9, with Ciara making it clear she wasn't happy with how West handled their relationship. During season 10, which is currently airing on Bravo, both Ciara and West have opened up about their lingering feelings for each other. Oh my God. Oh, I got to watch this show, child. And one sit-down showing during the mid-season trailer, West admitted, I really effed up. Ciara could then be seen crying over the situation, adding, I don't want to keep living like this. Meanwhile, Kyle and Amanda announced their decision to divorce ahead of the season 10 premiere. After much reflection, we have mutually and amicably decided to part ways as a couple. The former couple wrote on their Instagram stories in January 2026. We share this with a heavy heart and kindly ask your grace and support while we focus on our own personal growth and healing. The statement continues, it feels ironic to ask for privacy during this time since we've always been open and honest about our relationship, but your kindness and respect will go a long way as we try to navigate our next chapter. Season 10 is currently seeing Amanda and Kyle navigate one final volatile summer together. During one March 2026 episode, we stepped into a call out of Kyle after he told his wife, F you. Amanda and West confirmed their romance in a joint statement, which they shared on their Instagram. The announcement came just days after West appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen and insisted that the relationship was platonic. We were just hanging out in New York. She's single. I got to show her the streets a little bit, he said at the time. But it's not clear. It's clear that that's a very important person to me, and I care about her a lot. When pressed further, Wilson said that Batula is just his homegirl. That's a friend. I hope it's clear, he added. West and Amanda's relationship has stirred controversy online. West previously dated Ciara, who is one of Amanda's closest friends. Ciara and Amanda no longer follow each other on Instagram, nor do Ciara and West. Adding another layer to the drama, Kyle and West are also close friends. When Cohen asked Kyle about the relationship rumors on Watch What Happens Live in early 2026, the reality star called the speculation kind of shocking and outrageous. It would certainly catch me by surprise and feel a little reckless, he said. I think Ciara will probably have something to say, but if it made Amanda happy, I think I just would have to vote yay. So this, I hope we're all caught up because I'm caught up just a bit. I still have to see it for myself. As I said before, my speculation is that these two have been messing together, just like Sandoval and Raquel, Rachel. They've been messing around for a minute. That is how they were able to come to be.
I have a medical emergency.
You don't need ice.
I have a medical emergency. I have a patient that needs ice.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, so that is how they were able, in my opinion, to come to being in a relationship so quickly, right? If you were just friends this entire time, how did you jump from just being friends, especially one when you're fresh off a divorce? You're fresh off a divorce. And you mean to tell me there ain't no other raggedy, funny-looking white men in New York? You had to go for your bestie's ex-boyfriend? Yeah, right. You've been there before. And now you want to legitimize the relationship because this is who you really want to be with. You were messing with that man when you were married. That's why you're coming out with this now, because everybody's looking at y'all like, why are y'all so hot and heavy so early if this is new? And it's catching people off guard because it's looking like y'all been together for a minute, because you have. You were with this man when you were married, and he was with you when he was still with Ciara. Ha! Ha! Play checkers, not me. Y'all been here before. So now, because people are catching it, now it's like, oh, we're just trying to navigate. Y'all been here. Y'all been here. Now, I don't think she's going to get an Ariana glow up from the white community. That's where we come in. That's where you guys come in, because I don't know a lot about Ciara. Here's the thing. I'm ready to put my support behind another Black woman being tortured on reality TV. I am ready for it. My only caution with Ciara is that I don't want for us to put our support behind her, and then 3 months later, she's here again with another funny looking white guy that don't bathe. I'm gonna be real pissed off, right? Because if we as Black women put our support behind you, we're expecting Olandria, period. She's the standard. She ain't disappointed us yet. So I'm just like, girl, are we going to be problematic and annoying? Are we going to be crying over a Caucasian golem in 3 months? Now, you better leave that side of the street and come back home. You better get up under something fine and chocolate and wealthy, because I don't want to be here with you with some more funny looking white men. Now, if you got a thing for the Caucasians, let him be fine. Let him fight for you. And let him have some opportunities to get you in rooms. Nick is the standard. Prince Harry is the standard, period. If that white boy ain't coming like that, don't embarrass us. Because if we're going to put our support behind you, Ciara, we're going to need results quickly. Olandria has given us results. We get result after result after result after result after result. And she don't disappoint. That's the standard. I'm sorry. Any Black woman in media right now who wants Black women to get behind, y'all gotta step like this. Y'all gotta step. That's the standard, right? So that's why I'm asking you guys, because I don't know a lot about this lady. And I have to be honest, her choosing to be in these white spaces, it's giving me a little pause, because I'm like, girl, how much is that Bravo check? Because there's no amount of money to make me do some house with all white people. No amount, you can't convince me. But if she's comfortable in these environments, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with having a Caucasian bestie. I got one. See, that one rides for me, okay? I done seen them cuss out and fight a bunch of white people over me. Have your whites done that for you, Ciara? Like, I need some wisdom, some Black American wisdom to be working with her if we're going to support her, right? And if we are going to support her, here is how we do it. We get in them comments and we whack everybody. We let them know not that one. That one you can't play with. We got to give them the Will Smith fan base treatment after he slapped Chris Rock at them Oscars. That fan base was taken, they were sharpshooters. They were taking all of Hollywood out. Next thing you know, Will Smith went from being a villain to the victim within 24 hours. That's how it has to be. We got to be counteracting them negative comments. We got to be blowing up these people who are using their influence, who are saying, oh my God, mental health. You don't care about no damn mental health. You don't care about the mental health of that Black woman. You only want to protect those people because they're white. So we gotta really get activated in the comments, because that's where they feel big and bold, right? I will say on Threads, my God, today, Black woman on Threads is not playing about Ciara. This girl who does the podcast, this white woman, she was talking about this is just a reality TV show. Give these people space. They cussed that girl out so bad. She apologized and said, well, I'm rooting for Ciara. They dragged that girl for filth. Next thing you know, she was not only apologizing, she was rooting for Ciara. So I think Threads got it covered. We got to get in them Instagram comments. We got to get in them YouTube comments. We got to get in them articles that's about to be written about her. We got to get in them comments. That's what we have to do because these people have to know that she's protected. When they know that she's protected and she has influence, things will change. Will it be Olandria, the Olandria Globe? I don't think so, because what's for Olandria is for Olandria. We got to figure out what is for Ciara. I got an idea. Andy, Lanithia Cohen, I know you're in the comments. Listen to this. Here is the thing. We bring back Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. Get Ciara off that show. Get her off of that. Let her have the reunion. Let her have her moment. Let everybody do what they're going to do. But right now, as it stands, she is not going to have nobody who's going to hold her, who's going to have her back. Listen, we got to be honest here. They will choose their race every time. Every time. None of them are going to risk their popularity within their community for this Black woman. No matter how much they've cried on her shoulder, no matter how much she's cried on their shoulder, no matter how much they've called each other bestie and sis, none of them are risking their supremacy for her. Even a husband of Batula, who got played by his best white boy, even he is now talking like, well, you know, if they found love with each other, so she don't even have his support, the white boy that was betrayed. She don't got it. None of them are going to rock with her like that. We're not going to get a Vanderpump Rules reunion, right? And she can only get but so angry before that mainly white audience turns on her. So let's get her off that show. Let her have her reunion. Let her have her moment. Let's get her off that show. Andy, this is what we do. We bring back Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, and she will be the star of it, whoever her friends are. If we want to bring somebody back from Summer House, Martha Stewart, I feel like the best person to bring back would be, hold on. I'm sorry, I got to reload this because StreamYard kicked me out. There we go. I feel like the best person to come back out of everybody in that cast, in my opinion, would be, there it is, Preston. This is Preston. I believe it's Meacham or Mitchum. He was one of the main cast members on Martha's Vineyard, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I felt like he was not only just fun, he was controversial, he was smart, and he was able to have the tough conversations and also be messy at times. Him and Ciara are friendly. He was whacking people on threads for her. He was saying, I'm texting my girl, and they really have a real friendship and a real relationship that they can bring to the screen. I think after that, it needs to be notable Bravo people like I think there's 2 other Black people on Summer House, bring them there as well. And then we got to bring in some Black celebrity friends who actually vacation on Martha's Vineyard. I think that would be the next step. Make her the star and have, some notable Bravo celebrities, Black Bravo celebrities be her co-stars and friends on this journey. And we could open up with her being like, calling Preston and being like, listen, I've had a really tough time. I just need to get away with my friends. What about Martha's Vineyard? Period. And then bring up the intro, the music, and introducing the cast or whatever. Let's do that. We open up with them all, loading up and getting into their car. Ciara's the first one that gets there. She walks in. She opens up the door. She rolls in her bag. She closes the door. She sits down on the couch and she just goes, I needed this. And then we just see everybody coming in and encourage her. So we can start with everybody just encouraging her and building her up and being like, girl, don't worry about it. We're going to have a good time. Then we can get them around the bonfire time, having real tough conversations, having Ciara talk about, well, it's really hard to not only date as a Black woman, but dating interracially as a Black woman and seeing this white man play me and everybody being like, we told you not to go over there. Just really, because she talked about a bit on Summer House. I saw some clips and we can see them all having those really tough conversations. We can also see them having a really fun time on Martha's Vineyard. I think that would be a really great way to not only keep the Black audience that will now come to Summer House and bring them over there in a concentrated place where they will not cause chaos. Here is why I say if the Black community will cause chaos over there on Summer House. Here is why. Summer House has a Black audience, but it is mainly a Black audience that has grew up in white spaces or are comfortable being in those spaces. The Black people that are now getting behind Ciara and protecting her, they're from all over. And a lot of them are in Black spaces and Black spaces only because they choose to be. They sometimes in white spaces for work, but they choose to be in Black spaces. And so they are not going to overlook the micro and macro aggressions from that cast. And another thing that Black people do very well is we research, right? So if we're on that show and we know that Ciara, the only people that are going to have her back are the Black cast members, right? Them white girls are going to stick with Delilah. They're going to stick behind her, right? So we are going to start to see a divide. And that audience, that new Black audience who is there for Ciara, are going to start to clock it and see those things. And the next thing you know, they're going to start researching. And they're going to find things that you probably know or don't know about that cast. And it's going to be egregious because you are not Black and you don't look for those things. And the next thing that's going to happen is the brands and the advertisers are going to start dropping out of that show when they find out those horrible things about your white cast that you are willing to overlook, right? But you're not willing to overlook it when it's brought unto the light. So now that they're researching, now that they're catching micro and macro aggressions, everybody's life is about to be hell because it's real good over there on the white side because they don't catch those things because they don't care about those things. But now this audience is there watching and they're watching the show and being like, oh, this is hella racist. What the hell is going on here? They're allowed to treat her like that? Well, wait a minute. Let me go look at his Twitter. It's always their Twitters. And they're going to find something. And that show is going to go away. So if you want to keep that show and you want to keep that money, get them Black people off that show and give them their own show. Because if the Black people who are now going to come to the show to protect that girl are watching that show, it won't be fun for everybody because they're going to catch a lot. Because I caught it just by watching a few episodes. So give them a show that they can watch comfortably. Because the minute they get uncomfortable, it's a wrap for that show and everybody on it. Don't use Ciara's hurt and betrayal as a way to sell your next season. Because it's one thing for it to be a white woman. It's real different when this Black woman is in a house full of white people that betrayed her. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Let them all go to Martha's Vineyard. That show will be big. Yes, it will be bigger than Summer House. Black people are the influence, especially Black women. Sorry, it is what it is. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at God. He chose us first. So it's going to be huge, but you're still going to get money from Summer House. Will you lose some audience? Yeah, but there's still, the dedicated people are still going to watch, right? The Amanda Hyde is still going to watch. The slow white men are still going to watch West. So those people are still going to watch that show. But Summer House is going to be huge. You're just going to have to put some money behind it because it's going to be a huge draw. That is the way that I feel like you can preserve this Bravo celebrity that's about to get real big and protect your show. If not, I don't see Summer House being able to survive this, especially with the audience that is now going to be watching specifically to protect Ciara. I wouldn't do it. That's one way. Another way, Ciara, if nobody is asking you to host anything, if no opportunities are coming for you after this, you got to make your own, sister. You got to make your own. You're doing really good with hosting on the red carpets, but now you got to make your own. You got to go to Black media. You have to really go out there. Essence has already done an article on you. You have to get your management and you have to get your agents on it. They really have to get out there in front of Black media and put you out there, right? Because right now you're pretty known in like the Bravo spaces, but you need to be known in the Black media spaces because that is the audience that's going to make sure you eat for a lifetime. So you got to get in front of those Black media spaces so they can really get you out in front of the audience that is going to uplift you, platform you, and protect you. Also, mama, I'm not telling you who you can and cannot date. Leave them raggedy white men where they at. If you gonna go Caucasian, you got to shoot for the top. You're a baddie, you can get it. You're a baddie, you can get it. Please stop letting them play in your face. Please stop letting them play in your face. Now, before I wrap it up, I want to talk about this. Chin up. Chin up. Because this is a canon event for you, right? You are experiencing something that a lot of Black women have already experienced. A lot of Black women have experienced in friendships with white women, in relationships with white men, and for majority of us in the workplace. Chin up. Because you're experiencing this in front of the world, so of course it's going to be a little, right? It's going to hurt a bit, but chin up. Because this is just a platform that is going to take you to such greater heights. But now you have to execute discernment, right? Because I know you're probably looking back at things and being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You gotta clock in to that discernment, not woman's intuition, Black woman discernment, right? You gotta clock in and see what's happening because you got played by two people that want your life, period. You got played by two people that are extremely jealous of you, period. And you are looking at them as a friend. You're looking at them as your man, right? You can't fathom why they would be jealous of you. But everybody else is looking and being like, yeah, well, I get it. That girl knows she can't stand next to you. She knows that. So what does she do? She tries to take what you desire the most because she can't be you, but she can at least one up you. That is your Judas. That is your Judas. And the white man that you laid with that only treated you like an experience because he needed to harvest you for your culture. Here is why. He wants to be a Black man. From the little bit of research, I said, oh my God. If they're still a wigger in their 30s, my God, today, they are gone. They are gone. He is harvesting you for your culture. Why? Because everybody knows that the swag that Black men have was imparted into them by Black women. Black men are attractive. Black men look the way they look because of what Black women put on them. That's the thing. Hello, Black wife effect. Right? So he needed to harvest you for that because at least when he laid with you, he felt like a brother. And that's very hard to get in your mind and be like, oh my God. He didn't want me for me. He wanted me for what he thought he could steal from me, right? That is why he couldn't bring you into his life. Oh, I messed up. Oh, it's me. But it's real easy for him to get with this white woman. It's real easy for him to put out a statement to try to make this relationship work. And it might just work. It might just go the distance. Why? Because it's two dumb birds getting together, making a relationship. He know he can do whatever he wants to her because he was banging her when she was married to his best friend. He know he couldn't do that with you, but he know that he could do that with her. She's easily manipulated and easily enslaved. Pretty much the motto and the description of a preference. So don't feel bad that he didn't choose you because he needed a dummy. He needed a slave and he got one in this woman. Be thankful that he chose Amanda. Be thankful that he picked Amanda, right? But also recognize that these men who are seeking you out are seeking you from what they can get from you. So take your power back and execute your discernment when you are out there dating these men. Because from the little bit of research I've done, Austin and Wes should have never been able to get next to you. Not you, my dear. They can get Amanda's. They should never be able to get Ciara'S. So we got to stand on who we are. That's why we got to get you on Summer House around some sisters. We got to get you around some real community, because that is not it. Unfortunately, you were crying on Judas's shoulder and you were letting Judas in your womb. But you'll never be here again. Dry them tears. Dry them tears. You'll never be here again. If you learn from this lesson and apply what has happened to you and to the rest of your path, you will absolutely be fine. But you cannot be here again. You cannot be here again. Learn from this. They will choose every time. It doesn't matter how long you've been friends. Doesn't matter how long you cried. It doesn't matter how many secrets you shared. They will choose this every time. Wake up, mamita. Wake up and stand up. Because you got to take this opportunity. Everything that's about to come, you got to take it. And you have to run with it. Because you are a Black woman, it's a time limit on this, right? They're all going to be parading around acting like they got your back when it's really all performative. Take them performative opportunities and run with them and multiply them. And don't be embarrassed. Listen, we have not lived the life that our ancestors lived, right? So, I remember being very young and hearing the stories that my grandmother would talk about from her childhood and her growing up, and hearing the things that she would say about non-Black people and be like, oh, Cammy, that was then, this is now. They've evolved. They're not the same people. And the older I got, the dumber I felt, because I realized my grandmother was right about everything. She was right about everything. That embarrassment and shame will be there. Just don't stay there, right? Be like, damn. Because that there were Black women in your comments being like, girl, get away from that ugly woman. No, that tender-eyed white man. And then you just being like, they told me, I didn't listen, and damn, it's all right. It's all right. Unfortunately, you took your L in front of the world. It's all right. It's all right. Learn from this. Do better. And soar. You will be fine. But now they showed you who they are. Believe them. Believe them. Don't fall back into that nonsense. And your first interview after all of this drama needs to be with Rachel Lindsay. Don't go. You go and call her daddy. I'm out. I'm out. Don't go on that platform. Don't go. Sit down with Rachel Lindsay. Sit down with as many Black podcasters as you can. Sit down with as many Black media pages and companies as you can, because those are the ones that are going to get you to the next level. Now, if you're going to call a daddy, I can't help you, because you're throwing yourself into the lion's den. And that lets me know that's where you want to be. But I'm going to listen to the Star family. Y'all let me know what it is. But I feel like this is a good investment. But y'all let me know, because y'all know more than me. I'm going to do my research this weekend, and I'll get back to you. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. To Us for Life said, man, I like Preston, but no shade. He's very serious. When he went into a speech about how he hates the term Black excellence, I said, well, there goes the fun, but not mad at it. Hopefully he learns and comes on and just, is the fun, supportive friend, because that's what it needs to be. It needs to be Ciara and her friends supporting her and building her back up from this breakup. Kimberly said Ciara, Vanita, Mia from Summer House, and KJ from Summer House. I don't know any of them people, but I'm okay with it. As long as it's not that weird biracial who likes getting abused by white women. He was weird. That short biracial black Persian guy who was just like, oh my God, everybody sees me as mixed. You look black. Nobody knew you had a Persian mama. It's given hella Negro. He was weird. And they seeing that black man get abused by that white woman. A black audience is watching this. Take that to white Summer House. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hannah said exactly. We need to be cautious about our support. Absolutely. We can't have another Chilli. And if she is here, and if that girl is here in 3 months with another funny looking white man, I'm out, Star family. I'm out. Oh wait, somebody said something. Yeah. Shay, this is exactly what's going to happen. She's going to cry and white women are going to protect her. Ciara, cry harder. Cry harder. Kimberly said, I only watched Summer House because of Ciara. I was actually going to start to watch it, but I was just like, but at that time, there were no other black people, it was just her. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Social Stuff said, I don't watch Summer House, Southern Charm, or Southern Hospitality. Absolutely not. And those shows are on because black people ain't watching them. Yes, she was on Kali. She was said, was Ciara on Trader Season 3? Absolutely, she was. Pink Petal says, I don't see how Ciara does it. I would feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable being the only black person. I need to see me in a room. Well, Pink Petals, I think this has been her reality. I think she grew up in spaces like that. So that's what I said. I feel like she is probably comfortable in that because that's been her reality. And I think the people who are, that's why I said Bravo needs to just put her on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, because the people, black people who are not comfortable in those spaces are going to start watching the show and clocking things that Ciara probably wouldn't. And it's going to become a problem. Miranda said, nope, she's not my new client. At least hear me out, Miranda. Let's see what the Star family says. K235 says, same, I was so confused why Russell's wife would be on a reality show staying in a house with a bunch of strangers. Absolutely. Robert said, if they ever do White Lotus Egypt, I need Nikki's agent to come through for one time. Give her every bit of a murder of the now Agatha Christie murder mystery. I would love to be on White Lotus. They were acting down. I said, oh, I want to do that, child. I want to do that. It's my Michael and said, I used to watch years ago and I couldn't deal with being the only black, and I couldn't deal with her being the only black girl on the show. It's triggering. It is triggering. Muriel said, I watched Summer House and I love Ciara. Wes and Amanda are beyond foul for what they did. They've been doing it for some time. They just got caught. Simone said, Amanda and her husband Kyle announced a separation in January. Ciara was Amanda's shoulder to cry on and encouraged her to leave him. They haven't officially filed for divorce. A mess. Always Priceless says, as the rep for the Black Woman Delegation, San Antonio chapter, we will take this proposal. I love us. To Us for Life said, what a gorgeous woman. She could have any man she wanted. Why she keeps going for tender-eyed white men, no shade, LOL. This, again, guys, this is probably her reality. There are so many beautiful black women and beautiful black men who grew up in white spaces, who thought that they were unattractive and would go with not being picked. And finally, when something white picked them, they felt like it was a badge of honor. And they don't realize that what's picking them is the garbage of the white community. They're picking you because they can't get picked. And they don't realize that. Because when I saw that Austin was her ex, I said, Austin? Why are the white men in your life funny looking? Girl, stand up and let's get some self-esteem. People are trying to ship her with Michael B. Jordan. Listen, I was first in line, but I'm gonna step aside for that. Because he, I normally don't go for the light skin. So I was just like, I'm gonna let Ciara have him. I actually like that. I think that she's right up his alley. They are both two Black people who date Caucasians. They will have a lot in common. And I could see that working for both of them career-wise. Hallelujah. So Ciara, hop in his DMs. Because Michael seems shy. Hop in his DMs. And let's see what happens. Tisher said no, but I want to see her as the Bachelorette. She needs to get some game or something. I don't think she wants to be married right now. And I don't think that's how she would want to find her man. But if she does it, I'll support. Lavender Girl said, Nikki, the latest season isn't as bad as past seasons. Mia, who's Ciara's friend, is a nice addition so far. Okay, I'm definitely going to check it out. El Tavina said, I like Ciara, but I hate how she has become a whole loser. Oh my God. Oh Lord. E for Empathy said, they are getting neither understanding nor respect because how? I think Amanda was with him too. West is no catch at all. At all. Lavender Girl said, they're both so bland, boiled chicken coated. OMG. Kimberly said, I have never seen Amanda support Ciara like Ciara supports Amanda in her inability to grow. Amanda is a taker. Absolutely. She absolutely is taking from Ciara because she sees her as a laborer. She's a mammy to her. And Ciara is just thinking that she's being a friend, but this girl is seeing her as, oh, you're just doing the labor that you should be doing. She doesn't see her as an equal. That's why it was so easy for her to get up under West. She's not an equal. She's the help. And that's the thing. That's why I really feel for her, because this girl is experiencing this in like real time in front of all of us. What a betrayal. What a betrayal. Dahlia said, both of them look like they're wearing bad wigs. The woman looks like she's wearing a wavy shake and go. He's wearing a toupee. What is really going on? Tisha said, and this dweeb had 4 chicks in total at the same time. The bar is in hell, y'all. The bar is in hell. CM said the T is West was with Ciara, Amanda, and 2 to 3 other women. Amanda knows, but Ciara didn't. A mess. And you see how Amanda just waited around? That's why they're the preference. They're not the preference because they're better. They're the preference because they're dumb. They're happy slaves. She a whole wife to somebody else and was waiting around for this man to finally pick her, but still engaging in sexual relations with him. A whole dummy, a bird. That is why they are chosen. A bird. And this is not, I'm not talking about white women. I'm talking about women who are considered the preference. That is why. Dahlia says, Ciara dated this bum. Does she not know that she's gorgeous? This is why you have to raise your children in places where they see themselves. Because if they don't see themselves, they will settle for anything just to feel special. Just to feel chosen. El Boogie said, I was about to say something snarky to me, myself, and I. Then I had to remember that I too have fallen for a basic white boy at least once or twice, maybe a few times in my youth. White supremacy has gotten the best of us. It has gotten the best of us. My God, today. But we survived. Shay said, I'm a Black woman that grew up in a white space. LOL, he is nothing to look at. Were you reaffirmed at home? Because there are Black people who grew up in white spaces, but they were just like there for like school and that was it. Like, you know what I mean? Like my cousins grew up in, the outskirts of Philly, them real white conservative parts. But our family made sure, like their parents, whenever they had any free time, the weekends in Philly around Black people and around their family and vacations in Black spaces, like it was just, they knew that it was just there for school and that was it. That was it. All of their free time, Black spaces. It worked a little too well. Because you more hooded than me, my God, today. But balance. Is all I'm saying. Balance. I mean, that's the only first thing I thought of. Because those Caucasians have caused a lot of chaos. Give me shelter. BY said, I can't believe that they, Amanda and Wes, would not at least tell Ciara before they went public with the joint statement. It shows me that Amanda and Miss were not truly Ciara's friends. They did not value her like she valued them. And I think that happens often with Black people, right? Or people of color in general. You do not realize that not all, but some white people do not see you as a fully realized human being. So you are seeing them as a friend and a lover, and you are seeing them as this equal. And it's not until something happens and you realize, oh my God, you do not see me as an equal. You barely see me as human. Because you would have never done this to another white person. But you feel free doing this to me because you don't value me the same way. And it's heartbreaking because friendships are sometimes more intimate than your intimate relationships with your partner. And to have both of those intimate relationships and realize they never valued you. My God, today. Absolutely heartbreaking. Because I know Ciara is just like, you couldn't make it work with me, but you can make it work with her. And realizing why he can make it work with her and not work with Ciara. Yikes. Yikes. Metamorphosis said, and mind you, Ciara used to date the guy Austin from Southern Charm before West, and he called her a whole Jezebel, like, girl can't catch a break. Yeah. And he admitted he was just having sex with her. Ciara. Because that's all they see her as. That's not the girl they call it something strange. That's not the girl that you marry. That's the girl you have sex with and leave. Girl, you need an exorcism. That's what needs to happen. You got to get all of them white men out of your womb. I would take a holy water soak. And here's what you do. You get some Epsom salt, a couple of mint leaves, and you have to go, I would say, to your nearest, I would prefer a southern one, but if you can't go to a southern one, I would say your nearest Black Baptist holiness, speaking in tongues, deliverance church. Go to the oldest, most anointed mother of Zion in that church and get some anointing oil from her. She got it on her. Mother got it on her. Get some anointing oil from her and ask her for a prayer, a deliverance prayer. Ask her to give you a deliverance prayer. Mother gonna give it to you. Mother gonna give it to you. Go home. Prepare your bath. Put the Epsom salt in it, because it's gonna get out the toxins. Some mint leaves in there. Put that anointing oil in there. Just let it marinate. Get in that bath. Soak, cry, scream, call out to the Lord and your ancestors. Repent and say, remove these Caucasian demons from me. And here's the thing. They will be removed. But when they be removed, 7 more is going to come back stronger. It's in the word. It's in the word, right? So now, some fine white boys about to start approaching you. Because the devil know your weakness was ugly white men. Now you about to start getting approached by something fine who know how to talk to you. It's the devil. It's the devil. He coming back to see if you are really delivered. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. And if the devil see that you're not taking the bait for them white boys, he might send it biracial. Be wary. Be wary. But that's what you need to do, sister. You got to get them demons out of your womb. You got to, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Austin had a shot. My God, today. My God, today. And you need to get in a community of Black women who know who they are. You need to get in the space of some 92 percenters. You need the confidence. Once you're delivered, you got to get some confidence poured in you. That racial self-esteem got to be so high, you start talking like Asada Shakur. To the point where you got to catch yourself. You got to go, oh, child, I'm a mixed company. Yeah, it got to be that deep. It got to be that deep. My God, today. E for Empathy said, coming from a Black woman in Nebraska, you can throw an ear of corn and hit a west with very little effort. Dime a dozen, child. I could understand if it was like Chris Evans in his prime, 27 to 33. Then I would be like, Ciara, girl, I get it. West, he looked homeless. I was like, oh my God. If I saw him, I would just clench my purse and be like, I ain't got it. Not only did you unclench your purse, you unclenched your coochie. Ah! Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dry it in the Sahara. Dry it in the Sahara. Absolutely not, child. And he looked short. Ciara was in the trenches. My God, today. WNC said, not Caucasian chaos. A white man who worked at Complex. Ciara's choices are scary. That's the thing. That's why I came to the Star family. I'm like, her choices are scaring me, y'all. Is this good ground? Is this good ground? I'm concerned. Give me shelter said the ancestors did not want Ciara to carry that thing. Jeez, good grief. I hope all that crying are tears of joy and clarity. Absolutely. When I saw her on the ground, I said, girl, you better get up. You better get over him. The devil is a liar. Simpsy said both snakes for different reasons. He needed to feed his ego, and she has low self-esteem and is jealous of Ciara. Period. And oftentimes, especially women in general, especially women who, like, everywhere you go, somebody is jealous of you. That's what, remember Olandria's mother? She was just like, I had to constantly encourage my daughter because everybody was jealous of her. She didn't understand. She just wanted to be everybody's friend. Her mom was like, they would take advantage of her. They were trying to harm her because they were jealous of her. And I was trying to let her know this is what it was, but she could not understand it. And that's what I'm trying to be like, Ciara, you need to know who you are. Expect the jealousy, mama. Expect the jealousy. You need to know who you are. If you walk into a room, or if you are just like, you're engaging with people and you just don't get why these people don't like you, it's because you're that girl. You're that girl. You don't got to get conceited. You just got to get confident in who you are and who you are put in this land to be. They're jealous of you, mama. They're jealous of you. Come on. Jesse said, we know why Amanda didn't see Ciara as real competition. Hello. Remember what Ciara from Love Island told Nick? Oh, I know you don't want Olandria. I know there's nothing there. Girl, that man was in love. We know why she didn't see her as competition. WNC said, men are always saying they effed up, but never the what, never the when, never the why, and never the how one will rectify. It's empty. He's empty. I want better for her. He wanted to have sex with her and harvest her. Period. Point blank, period. E for Empathy said, people are predicting that Amanda will not come to the reunion. I'm watching the reunion, LOL. I think she will. I think she's going to be contractually obligated to come. I think the network is going to make sure that she gets there. If not, she will be penalized. Weird. Hannah said, fresh off a divorce, you go for your ex-husband's best friend forever? Because she been there. And the way Kyle is acting, I'm like, were y'all together? For you to be so cool with your wife jumping over there to him? Ciao. BY said Amanda has already lost some endorsements. She is a villain that most of the viewers don't even see coming. Oh, but she'll be redeemed because she was a villain towards a black woman. That audience is going to redeem her. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Simone said they're still legally married. They haven't officially filed for divorce, just separation. Messy boots. Messy boots. CM said Paige, Hannah, and Lindsay are all seeming to be Team Ciara. Are Dorinda and Boston Rob and her castmates KG and Mia. I think that's listen, if they're rooting for her, good. I just think that once the tides turn and the white girls say enough, get up off Amanda, they're going to switch up. They're going to switch up. Joe said, hey, Joe said, I only knew Ciara from Traders, but it seems like she has a pattern of coveting white men who won't commit to her. Austin from Southern Charm, that Luke guy Ashley Darby was dating, and then, Ciara. Oh, Lord, Ciara. No, you said support, but not the Ola treatment. Because Ciara is ooh, girl, we gotta do some revamping. Dahlia said, based on what I'm hearing, seems to me Ciara has an unnatural allegiance to losers. Shout out to Kat. Two is for Life said, unfortunately, I think Ciara has a type. She has to work through that in therapy. But Summer House, she's the Summer House mess she's been with her jump scares. Miranda said, this is a pattern for her. I noticed it a while ago, and that's why she gets thoughts and prayers. Ooh. Okay. Kimberly said, I see who Ciara is. I'm sticking by her. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm for or against. I'm not going to let nobody harm her. I will, I will be there protecting, but I need to know, I need to first do my research before I put my full support behind her. Two is for Life said, unfortunately, I think Ciara has a type. She has to work through we got that. Give Me Shelter said, when you mention Threads, it makes me want to join, but I can't stand Zuck. I wish Blue Sky was popping, but it's not. It's very dry. Civility is so boring. You know what? I did not like Threads, but it has been, I'm trying to really be more active in my social media. And just like the platforms that I have where I have some kind of following, I'm trying to be more active there because it's looking like I'm going to have to become my own network. So I feel Threads has been really good for me in that way of really building over there. So that's what I like it for. But when I get to a certain point where I don't have to do social media anymore, I won't. But right now I have to. So it's really good for that. I think it's really good for network building. I've met a lot of people. I've made some connections over there. I think it's really good for that. I'm not a fan of Zuck either. But unfortunately, this is what we have to work with until something better comes along. Lavender says, Ciara should get a spinoff. She has the personality, looks, and brains. I absolutely agree. Kirsten says Ciara's a token. Oh, she doesn't know her worth. I think she's getting more work and will likely seek out more diverse spaces going forward. She needs time to build up her self-esteem. I can see that as well. User MV said, you could probably just start on Ciara's first season of Summer House. I think it's COVID season. I think she was brought in by a different white guy, Tasia's bachelorette current boyfriend. Oh, Tasia's always in something, child. Okay. So season 8, you're saying? Stick With It said, West also was quoted in a New York Times article after the season 8 reunion about how he wasn't ready for commitment and did not like Ciara, but he was ready to commit to Amanda. Of course. Of course. Of course. And this is what happens, right? A lot of them never marry their type. Right? Because he's probably attracted to black women, right? That's probably what he desires as he, in his mind thinks he is something else. But can't marry him. Can't marry him, child. A lot of men do not marry their type. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Erica said the episode last week definitely exposed Amanda and West. It was highly inappropriate for them to be in that bathroom together, and he kept saying he loved her. I knew then something was off. My God, today. CM says Ciara has discussed her dating issues with black and white men as well as the issues with her parents. Oh, we got upset they weren't talking when she told him that time of year was hard for her. Okay. So I interested to see what she has to offer. Hannah said, don't bring that dude who brought his racist conquistador. Please. I do not want him back. I do not want him back. Amaya said, the whole cast has had Ciara'S back so far. Some have even unfollowed Amanda and Wes. I want to see how long that lasts. I hope it lasts. But not hopeful. I am hopeful, but I'm like, Jesse said, Nikki.Star, the executive producer. I don't, reality TV is messy. I don't know if I did it one time and I'm just like, this ain't for me. Janelle said, hey, just joined. I wonder why Matthew Lawrence hasn't come to Chilli'S defense. He has to protect himself. I feel like he will eventually if it gets that bad, but I think he has to protect his pockets. Pepe says, the fact that Amanda did all of this and Wes is getting exposed by all these women, shaking my head. Amaya said, Kyle is the only one still supporting Amanda, and that's because he has talked to her personally, and he said he isn't doing well, and him being her husband, he knows she struggles mentally. The rest aren't. They did the same thing with Rachel. And I'm going to let that fan base know. Y'all didn't care when Rachel checked herself into a mental health hospital. Y'all didn't care, so let's not do this with Amanda, but you will. I feel like they are going to make Ciara and her fans the bullies real soon. To Us for Life said, meh, I like Preston, but no shade. Oh, we got that one. Cassandra says Ciara has discussed the challenge of modeling as a Black woman, including being the first Black person in Summer House. Maybe she feels the only way to succeed is to be among the white race, or maybe that's just her reality. I think that's her reality. So listen, let her see another reality. Why not? I would be very interested in watching her build a Black community. If she doesn't already have one. Kirsten says Ciara definitely needs to leave the show. She's on red carpets and pivoting. She's also making money. She just revealed she were her grandparents. Oh, I did see that clip. I thought that was so beautiful. Give me Schultz at American State where he is. He was always the Drake of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. He's not like us. And here's the thing. I absolutely agree. Here's the thing with Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I want to see money. And I want to see fine Black people with money. Make it happen, Bravo. Erica said, West U Ciara. He was the whack new cast member and pretended to be serious about her to sleep with her and get status. Yes, because she was a Black woman and she was popping. He was harvesting that girl, y'all. Many men do it. Sarah said, you are so right, Nikki. Watch how quick it goes from justice for Ciara to leave them alone. Yep. All Amanda got to do is cry one time or check herself into a mental health facility. Then it's, we've gone too far, guys. They are in love and happy. Ciara is so mean. Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Lavender Girl said, Wes is a social climber. I couldn't stand him or Jesse from the start. Absolutely. Cassandra said, do you think the Summer House Martha's Vineyard is ever coming back? I enjoyed that one. I don't think it's coming back, but I feel like this would be a great way to bring it back because the audience is asking for it. But I think as of now, it was dead. But with Ciara, I think it could breathe new life into Martha Stewart Vineyard. Maya said, Dumoy said, Wes had a girlfriend in Chicago as well while dating Ciara and Amanda. Watch that girlfriend probably be Black. Because that's what he liked. But that's not what he can marry. Amaya says, Summer House was already spitting off anyway within the city. So Amanda probably won't be on Summer House anymore anyway. Oh, really? Oh, okay. BY says Ciara had already cut off Amanda and Wes. They are both traitors. She has the brains and the ability to do anything she wants to do on the media. She is a nurse and is making it as a model. Absolutely. I would absolutely watch her come up. That would be great. CM said Wes had her around her family. That don't mean nothing. They'll have kids with you. carry your child. That don't mean nothing. That family will invite you in. Be the best host you could have ever imagined. And when you leave, pull that son's coattails and say, listen, pretty girl, we're not doing that to my bloodline. Them matriarchs are brutal. Them matriarchs are brutal. Have you sit at their table, eat their food, and tell their son, don't you bring another colored over my threshold. Not saying this about what's his family. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Hello, Thomas Jefferson. NC said the disrespect from West and Amanda is loud. The racial undertones is also loud. They played in her face because they see her as unworthy and beneath them. This would have happened if she had Black girlfriends. Facts. Facts. User says Ciara needs to be in next year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Listen, her agents need to be working overtime. If she don't have a team, she better get one. PR, everybody need to be working overtime because this is the prime season for this woman to soar. Kirsten said also she gets into love triangles with White Woman on Southern Charm, with Austin and Olivia on Summer House with Luke and Hannah, Jesse. Ooh, my God, today. Because Ciara is somebody I like to have sex with. That's it. And she has to recognize that. Simone said, listen, if Ciara wants to pop out with Michael at his next movie premiere, spotted out with Zinzi Kugler, chatting at a function is enough to spark their... Listen, Ciara, make it happen. Make it happen. Okay? And the next thing we need to see is you with a baby bump shopping in Manhattan. Girl, make it happen, mama. Make it happen. Miss Brown Sugar said, I wouldn't wish to bachelorette on any more talented Black woman. She would be surrounded by a bunch of West and Austins just there to draw off of her clout. Got a point. You got a point. Art World said, I couldn't stand how much she was into Austin. I actually couldn't stand how Paige dated his friend for yuck. I said, Austin, that forever child, he's so weird to look at. He got Scooby-Doo's body, but a colonial white child's face. It's scary. How do you get that build? Like, how are you fat and skinny? It's weird. Simone said Amanda was always a tether to Amanda. Huh? Or Amanda was always a tether to Ciara? Is that what you're trying to say? She was always Ciara. Yeah, you were. She was always jealous of a Black woman being the show favorite while everyone called her the bird for a decade. Here's the thing. What I learned very early is in a white space, as a Black woman, you cannot be favored, especially if you're favored by white men. Those white women, not all, some of them will do everything in their power to make sure that you know that although those white boys like you, you are not welcomed here. I will never forget when my former boss was a white woman, and her boss had came out to our office, and her boss loved me, complimented me the whole time he was there visiting. It wasn't anything like that, but it was just like, I'm damn good at every job that I do. I'm just phenomenal. Point blank, period, right? Every job I work, I've gotten a promotion within weeks. I'm just that girl. Hollywood is the hardest job I've ever had, the hardest job to crack. And that was like such a reality check for me because I've excelled in everything. But coming out here and like not excelling to the point that I wanted to was like, oh my God. Woo! Reality check, child. Anyway, and after his visit, she did everything in her power to make me quit that job. And I was just like, wow, because I knew the moment because we were all at the meeting table, and out of everybody there, he complimented me and was like, great job. And then he started asking me what I wanted to do with the company. And he was like, all right, let's make that happen. I was like, oh, thank you. And as soon as I said like thank you to him, I looked over, and the way my boss was looking at me, it felt like her eyes were strangling me. And I knew. And as soon as that man left, whoo, she made my life hell. But I was young. I didn't know I could have sued. I didn't know. All I did was fight her so I could get my unemployment, because she tried to say that I was fired, but I quit. And she tried to not allow me to get unemployment. And I remember the judge like cussed her out, white guy, cussed her out and was telling her she could not treat me like that and she could not speak to me the way that she was speaking to me. He cussed that lady out. And I said, what sweet victory. Another white man is favoring me over you. You tried to destroy me, but here you go. In another space where you can't beat me. And he ruled in my favor. Of course, I got my unemployment, but I didn't realize then I should have filed something with the EEOC, and I could have sued and I could have got even more money. But I was young. I didn't know. Now I know. Play with me if you want to. Miss Brown Sugar said, Amanda was always shading Ciara on the slide too. I don't usually go to, she was jealous, but in Amanda's case, she seemed to resent that every man couldn't keep their eye. Oh, absolutely. You think you're going to be the beauty standard in front of somebody who's been told they've been the beauty standard their entire life? Same thing happened to Olandria. Same thing happened to Shelly. Huda couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it. She could keep them black men off of Shelly. She was going crazy because she just knew she could have any black man that she wanted. My God, today. Shay said, I agree about the mammy. While Love Island had its issues, I'm glad Olandria and Shelly didn't play into the mammy role. They had their moments, but they got it together. Simone said, I hate that they snapped that picture of Ciara crying in front of Hermes. I kept screaming, Diva, get up. Me too. I was like, girl, get up. But what a way to have a meltdown in front of Hermes. Oh, yes, Ciara. She was probably in there shopping and heard the news. Kimberly said, West comes from generational wealth. Ciara liked his lifestyle. Ranch with cows, family oriented, etc. Like Olandria, she wanted that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that matriarch said, nope, not my bloodline. Soon as you said generational wealth, I said, oh yeah, they wasn't letting West do that. They said, not this bloodline. No, wait, always prices do. No, we got to do some more research. Always prices that after careful consideration of the information presented, the Black Women's Delegation San Antonio chapter respectfully declined the proposal to sponsor Ciara at this time. Well, let's do it. Simone, help me. Help me. Come on, y'all. Simone said Amanda wanted to be a tether. Thank you. I got that comment. I read it correctly. I knew what you were saying, sister. Dahlia said, you ever see that video of the Fantastic Five era, Chris Evans getting some pretty black girls? Yeah. Oh, God. That video did numbers back in the day. Dahlia also said, ginger baths are excellent detoxes. You'll need shaved ginger root, eucalyptus bath salts, and piping hot water to make you sweat. Don't soak for longer than 15 minutes. You'll get all the demons out. Period. You got to get them out of there, girl. You got to get them out of there. Taisha said, I like Ciara. She's not as vapid as it may come off reading about her if you haven't watched her. That's the thing. I haven't made my decision fully. I'm going to binge watch her show this. I'll probably start tonight. Yeah. Is there anything coming up? I'm not watching Beverly Hills. Ugh, I'll watch it tomorrow. No, it's Wednesday. I'll probably watch it Friday because I want to do a reality TV chat. We'll talk about Beverly Hills. It's terrible. Always Price said, upon finalizing the votes of all chapters, we have determined that the candidate will not advance. Continued development in the area of branches up a team. Yeah, okay. I understand. Give her time. Can she at least come back to the council? Can we present her again? Let's do some work and present her again. Hold on. Ew. Amaya, stand up. Ew. Jasmine said, I believe there's a spinoff called The City coming soon. Amanda most likely will show up to the reunion. This is so stupid if they have a show called The City while bringing back the Real Housewives of New York. Just put Ciara on the Real Housewives of New York. Y'all need another black woman. Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. Amaya says, yeah, the spinoff is called The City. Kyle, Amanda, and Lizzie. But you also have the Real Housewives of New York. What? Oh my God. Is it based in Jersey? This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. GGF said, so if a marathon of Summer House, what season should I start with? Everybody is saying 8, and that's what Ciara came on. So that's where I'm going to start. Dahlia said, I would love to see a show where a black person builds a black community when they come from a reality where they're the only black person in the room. That'd be a good reality show. Absolutely. I will watch. Miss Brown Sugar said the Martha's Vineyard regulars aren't getting on Bravo anymore. Then the wealthy black families in New York City will get on Roni. They don't play about gatekeeping for better or for worse. You know what? I happen to agree. There are a lot of wealthy black people in America, and they don't want you to know that they're wealthy. They don't play that. But a lot of them got wealth out here. Okay. They might have a little hard time with Martha's Vineyard. Where else could they go? Maybe go to another country. That would be cool. Let's see them travel. Let's see them go to different countries. Amaya said they are already making Ciara and her fans the bully. The narrative today on Twitter has already turned to leave Amanda alone because of Kyle saying she isn't doing well. Yeah, Kyle is already a part of the nonsense. Which makes me believe that him, Wes, and Amanda was doing some things. I feel like some cuckery was afoot over there. User says no. Ciara started somehow. Oh, season 5. How? It's almost 10. Oh God, 5 seasons, y'all. Oh, Lord. All right, I'm going to give it a shot. Give me something to say, Nikki. I can attest you are, in fact, that girl. Period. Full stop. Thank you. From one girl to another. Not the boss saying, oh, we can't have that. Jealousy is a sickness, and us remaining great is the only cure. It's just the facts. Absolutely. Miranda said, rich black Americans are never going to do any of these shows. They couldn't even get a black millionaire to do Ready to Love. They live behind the gates for a reason, child. And I understand. Little Shorty said, Amanda's husband is struggling financially. It seems convenient she's leaving him right now. What I do remember about watching Summer House is that he was acting like he was so rich. He was acting like he was this ultimate rich guy. And to see where he is now, I'm like, wow, life will humble you. Give me something. The San Antonio chapter is cutthroat. It absolutely is. They don't play. They're out. The Philly chapter is going to do some more research. We're going to do some more research. Give me Shelter said the city is probably to attract a young thing. Wait? How old are the people watching Summer House? Aren't they all pretty young? Like, aren't they all like 30s? Always Prices said the candidate is welcome to submit for reconsideration at a later date. Okay, thank you. Yes, like it's too many Bravo shows filming in New York. Emma said they also have Next Gen. Next Gen, The Real Housewives of New York, and The City. It's too much. Miss Brown Sugar says Ciara has made some decisions I wouldn't have, but she was done wrong, and I will go up for her. Black women don't have to be perfect to be deserving of empathy and protection. Absolutely agree. I will say I don't think that people are not running to black women are not running to ride for her because she has to be perfect. I think the block is hot because of Chilli. And I think black women are just some of us are being very selective about our support because we're tired of being disappointed. And it's a very crucial time. So we're like, if we are going to platform you, don't embarrass us. I will say some of Ciara's choices, but I'm going to do some more research because I'm ready to support. I'm ready to support. Gibby Shelter said, oh, good point. But maybe next gen is to attract the 20-something. The city for mid to late 30s and Roni for older women. I think it's probably easier to have a diverse cast with the younger shows. Yeah, we'll see. But it's just like, Bravo, all of your shows are like white led in New York freaking City. If this was Maine, I would get it. New York City is crazy, Bravo. It's crazy. It's crazy. Always Price said, listen, my ex is one of those black people. And let me tell you, he doesn't have social media. They don't want to be found. Those wealthy blacks do not want to be found. Ashley said, Ciara also dated, oh, please. Oh, he's so funny looking. He's so funny looking. Nelon said, if Kyle cared about her mental health, he wouldn't have cussed her on national TV. But he only cares about her mental health because it's opposing a black woman. I'm telling you, they're going to choose it every time. They're going to choose it. He don't like Amanda. He don't like Wes. But he's going to protect the whiteness. He's going to protect what? I'll start at the beginning? I don't know if I can start at the beginning. I don't know. Oh, Lavender Girl, you know. Oh, people told me and my family to die. My mom was getting death threats. Don't nobody know who your mama is? Do you know them lies are going to start? Mama Star said, hey, family, let's get those likes up. Yes, let's get those likes up. Simone said the Atlanta chapter will have I can't stand y'all. Pending further deliberation as we continue further investigation. That's the best thing to do. Let's investigate and let's see. The Philadelphia chapter is going to do some more research as well. We are leaning more towards support. We are going to do a crash course in Summer House, and we will get back to you next week. Yes, I agree. Miranda said, take in the city to Chicago. Chicago is so cool. Why not Chicago? I don't get it. Miss Brown Sugar said, I think In the City was mainly a vehicle to keep Lindsay Hubbard on Bravo now that she's a mom. Ain't nobody checking for Amanda. She ain't no diva. Give me Shelter said, I don't know. Chicago seems like a place that doesn't let people play in their faces. True. Maybe that's why we don't get reality TV show there. They better stick to New York City because it seems to sell. Yeah, the only Chicago show that I remember where I was just like, oh, Chicago is not about that, was a Mob Wife Chicago. Ciao. User said, I would not start at season 1. The first black cast member Ciara started in season 5. That's where I think I'm going to start. I'm going to start season 5 tonight. Hopefully by Sunday, I can wrap up all of Ciara's seasons, and then we'll have a decision. Dahlia said, I think OWN snapped up all the grown and sexy black people who would do reality TV. Bravo is getting the dregs because they don't take care of their black cast. I agree. Oh my, that show was insane. Who was the youngest guy? I think his name is Forrest. I saw him on Twitter. I'll never forget this. I saw him on Twitter and he was getting paid. He just like came up in my feed because he was like going viral. I think that's the same. Remember, Black Ink Chicago got canceled because there was a rumor going on about him, and he was like saying that he's about to kill himself. That show got really crazy. It got really, really crazy. And then he just came up my feed on Twitter, and he was like getting pegged and drinking his seed. That boy is gone. That boy is gone. And then he came up in my feed on TikTok because now he's doing like marathons. And I'm like, I feel so bad, but I had to block him. I said, I'm scarred. I am scarred. I couldn't believe it. I'll never forget it. He was wearing them Super Mario boots, them red Super Mario like cartoon boots that was really popular. I was just like, what in the hell? What is going on? Oh, I could not believe it. But I will say, when I saw that, I said, there it is. Okay, that's what he was dealing with. He just enjoys some things that, it's okay. It's okay to have those things. But that was like one of my reasons for like getting off of Twitter. Twitter was like getting too crazy because I'm like, if this is coming up in my feed, there's no order over here. That's when it was becoming a wild, wild west. The Nazis was going crazy. The porn was going crazy. It was a lot over there. And I said, you know what? Peace. This ain't for me, but I'll never forget that. I was like, oh my God. Like, listen, do what you want. This is your thing. But just to like be so bold, like you didn't even put it behind a subscription service. This is just like what you just post on your page. So anyway, Black Ink Chicago was insane. That show was insane. Dahlia said, Nikki, can you explain why we don't see more reality TV shows in Texas? Fear the top 10 largest cities are here. Why aren't we dominating reality TV? Well, it's probably that governor. It's probably a lot of red tape to film there. It's probably expensive to film there. And it's that governor. You also have to realize if you ship your cast there, they have to be protected. And there's a lot of people who don't want to go to Texas because of that governor. So I think that's what it is. I think it's the governor. Me too. I missed her. I liked her in Caesar in the beginning. They got real crazy. Miss Patricia said, if I'm being serious, if I'm being honest, I didn't even care too much for Ciara in her first couple of seasons, but I still like her better than these backstabbers. She took a while to settle in for me. You know what? I'm probably going to feel the same way when I watch the show. But I feel like I'm going to come out of this wanting to, because I want to support her now, but I feel like I'm going to come out this figuring out what I need to figure out and how to support her. DGF said the show about the Black woman dating in Italy was good and it got axed. Yeah, I don't think they advertised that the best way, because the way it was being advertised, and I think that turned a lot of Black women off, it was the way it was being advertised was Black men aren't the answer. You got to go out to find love as a Black woman, and these are the men that are going to do it, white men. And Black women, no, that's not going to be your first choice for us. I think if they would have started in like Ghana, they would have gotten more support. But you start off with sending Black women to Europe to date white men, you lost the Black audience. Remember that show? Everybody was really hyped about that show on Netflix about that Black witch. It was like a supernatural witch show. We were like, oh my God, Black witch is supernatural. And then it came out and we saw the trailer. And the trailer was about this sister who was enslaved back in the day, and she fell in love with her slave master. So she used her powers as a witch to come back and find him in another life. And Black women were just like, she came back to find her slave master because she fell in love with him. We're not the audience. That's the thing. If you want to sell to Black women, you got to sell Black love. That's it. And then you sneak in a little interracial relationship. But the non-Black man got to be fine and funny. You got to sneak that in on us. You can't start there. We're not the audience for that. We're not the audience. Miranda said, LA has rendered their verdict without prejudice, leaving further discussion open for future consideration. You are messy. Art World said, has anyone gone to a B2K concert? I keep seeing clips and it looks fun. My little sister was on the, you know what? If somebody gets me a ticket, I'll go. But the men, they got to get in shape. It's too much titty bouncing. It's too much from all of them. Raspy need to stop. Them and Pretty Ricky, I'm sorry, y'all got to get in shape. Y'all have got to get in shape. We deserve more. We deserve more. I'm sorry. Gimme Shelter said, what I meant about New York City is that it's city full of transplants, thanks to Sex in the City, and these people don't seem to have or put up boundaries. Chicago, however, my white Chicago was an eye-opener. Chicago ain't play. El Boogie said, I saw talking about Chicago girl thinking they're the star. I went to the comments and everyone was like, yeah, because who is you? While I simultaneously was thinking, yeah, we are, because who is you? Chicago ain't nothing to be played with. It's a beautiful city. Oh, it's 4. I thought it was Farmers. Thank you so, Steph. You know what? He was a cutie, but that brother used to have me in a chokehold. I now know that he's terrible, but he had me in a chokehold back in the day. Woo, my God, today. DGF said, if there is not a Detroit delegate, I will render a decision pending an investigation. Sidebar, she has brownie points for the traitors. Good. She's doing good. She's doing good. Art World said, but to be honest, I didn't care for Ciara because I wanted her and Gabby to be close, but she seemed to not care for Gabby. Was Gabby black? Caesar's an animal abuser. Why am I acting shocked? He seemed a little off, but that's unfortunate. I like Sky too, so Steph. Dahlia said, do you remember that show on Bravo about the 3 professional black women? Yeah. It had Melissa Ford and this beautiful plus-size woman. I think she was a journalist. One of the girls died. Yeah, I forget the girl who passed away from cancer. That's how the show ended. But Melissa Ford was a colorist menace on that show. And I remember her and that girl got into a fight. It was nasty. Daisy was the girl that passed away. She was such a light on that show. That show couldn't come back from her passing. It couldn't. She was the light of that show. They just couldn't come back from that. Dahlia said Raspy was moving them hips though, surprisingly nimble, given he looks a little fluffy. I feel like he moves the best out of all of them, but I can't take him serious. I can't take Raspy. I just can't take it. I always crack up. I can't take him seriously. But if somebody get me a ticket, I'll go. Yes, that was a show, DGF. DGF said, Lord, was that the Columbia show Bruja? I started watching it on Netflix and couldn't do it. I was just like, absolutely not. We were all so hyped for that show, guys. And then we saw the trailer and was like, absolutely. She doing witchcraft to get with a white man? Absolutely not. We are not the target audience for that. Always Person said, LMAO, Raspy is literally the most hilarious part because he is so sick. He is. Yes, Art World, Blood, Sweat, and Hills. Really good show. So Steph said they can't film in Texas because of the heavy gun culture. I'm a Houston delegate. They tried to film Love and Hip Hop twice. You are right about that. I remember that set got real dangerous. WNC said that show had the unambiguous Afro-Colombian lead. I had hoped to see more of the Afro-diaspora, history and culture in Colombia, but she was literally the only one in some of the episodes or one of a few upset. Yeah. Yep. Miranda says she's doing terrible, Nikki. You're floating on hopes and prayers. I feel like she's gonna surprise us all. Always Price said, I hear Melissa Ford is a menace to work with when it comes to other women. Very disappointing. Absolutely. She definitely gives me chilly. So Steph said, my friend got tatted by Ryan from Blake, Chicago. He's very nice in person, and he's so attractive. I hate that he was horrible because, oh my gosh, listen, Ryan and that former basketball player, fine men, yet terrible. But my God, today they had me in a chokehold. Oh, Gabby is black. Okay, Art World. Did she come on the same time as Ciara? Dahlia said, so we're still perpetuating Sally Hemmings style myths now. I can't stand when people try to argue that she was in love with Thomas Jefferson. He didn't even free their kids. Love, please. Enslaved his own children. Evil man. Evil man. DGF said, I saw where Bruja was headed. I couldn't complete episode 1. None of us could. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. Always Prices said, Ryan is fine. Beware, he's a Gemini, ladies and Gemini men is why the... Oh, no, he's just to look at. Just to look at. He hasn't done any woman in his life good. No. But my God, today. Beautiful man. Beautiful. I would just watch that show and just see him terrorize everybody. And I was like, oh, damn shame. Gorgeous man. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So Steph said, yes, I have a crush on Ryan. I went to that place where my friend was to see him. I know he's hotter in person. He just gives that. But no, we're not going to cap his head up. Terrible human being. Terrible human being, but just fine as one. Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember when him and Kat, he got caught in the shower with her? He got out of that shower. Them abs was bulging. And we can see his little indentation around that towel. I said, oh, I know Kat was having a time of her life in that shower. I was like, he came out that shower with them little 3B curls was curling. I said, oh, I know Kat was having a ball. Ooh, what a fine demonic man. Art World said the first video I saw was J Boog. Was dancing, and I thought he was a former stripper. Then I started reading the comments. LOL. He still has. They can move, but they need to get in shape. They need to get in shape. I'm sorry. Like I get that we're all older now. Yes, you're a father. You have a dad bod. But I need some abs. I don't need us to both be jiggling. Like, no. If I'm paying money, I'm paying for a fantasy. So say, yes, that shower scene was wow. I was like, Kat got out that shower beaming. She had a ball, child. Miranda said, my face was so sore from confusion after the first episode that I gave up on Bruja. Yeah, it was dead on arrival. Always Person said, did y'all hear that they think they found Sally's quarters at Montecito? Underwood is now the women's restroom. I did not hear that. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, she has kids now, So Steph? Oh, good for her. Happy for her. I've never forgotten about that scene. Because the thing about it is, that man is so fine. We saw that, we knew that he was cheating. I couldn't get myself together. I couldn't even get myself together enough to be mad at him because I was like, oh my God. Lord, forgive me. I was like, I forgot all about the fact that he was cheating on his girlfriend. That was his girlfriend and baby mom that was there. I forgot all about that. To be that fine, to take away my anger, dangerous man. Dangerous man. Social Steph says Charmaine. Oh, she was another wild one too. She kind of crunchy granola now, married with 2 to 3 kids. I wouldn't be surprised if she's Meghan. Charmaine was a mess. I was just like, you got to keep them panties on. Oh my God, today I was like, Charmaine, let's take a break from sex, girl. Please, Kimberly, be prepared. Be prepared. Brown Girl said, I always liked Don from Black Ink Crew. He was also trash, but I liked it. They're all I hate to say it, but all of those black tattoo artists were trash. And they gave black tattoo artists a really bad name. Because I'm like, how are all of y'all terrible human beings? What is that? L Boogie said, I might go back and rewatch. That cast has some talent. I said, oh, Chicago. They know what they doing over there. They know what they doing over there, child. Miranda said, Bobby Brown is the only one I want to see on stage with belly and no moves because he just makes me smile. Listen, I saw Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson is still in shape. Now, if Charlie Wilson is still in shape, J-Bug, come on. We can do it. We can do it. Oh, reality TV back in the day, we had the best. I'm going to give it a shot, Ramel. I'm going to give Housewives of Rhode Island a shot. We will see. It's real strict around here, though. If they're not given in the first 3 episodes, let them go. Speaking of letting go, guys, it's time to wrap it up. We're heading up to 3 hours. Thank you all for joining me for my first segment of Black Woman News. I want to keep it up. It seems like you guys are really, really interested in it. So we will absolutely keep this up. Please make sure you like the video, hype the video, share if you care. And I will see you tomorrow, which is Thursday. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Friday for a reality TV chat. I don't know what's going to happen within the next 24 hours. My God, today. It's also a full moon tonight. Who knows what's going to happen? So if I don't see you Thursday, I will see you Friday. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. See you soon for something else. Bye. Go watch that shower scene. Whew. Love a Black man from infinity to infinity, child. My God, today. My God, today.